Okay, let's see if this is working now. If anyone is watching, can let me know if you can hear me, if everything's showing up well. That would be much appreciated because I don't know what I'm doing. I just got suckered into this at the last minute. I didn't know. They said they needed a streamer, so I was like, alright, I guess I'm free. So it looks like they're just doing set up now. Hopefully I'm coming through nice and clearly. This is not my forte, so we'll go ahead and scroll over here, though I imagine we're going to have to do this a few times. Looks like they're playing Sabotage, hemmed in with fortified position. So, wait. Oh, okay, so things are being measured, I think, here by Nerfley. Okay, yeah, they're setting up their VAPs. And I guess Nerfley's already dropped. Oh, no. Okay, his stuff's over here. There it is. So he's just collected his barricades. I was like, is he throwing down stuff early? What's going on? Anyway. Okay, so let's see what he's got here. Pretty standard Vader list I've come to expect from him. He's got Vader with Saber, Throw, Push, Choke. Some IRG with... I have not been. Sorry, I'm John. Tim. We share the Team Relentless channel on YouTube now. So, yeah. So he's got an Imperial Officer. For those of you who don't know, he likes to have Vader and Imperial Officer so that he's got two commanders in the bag whenever he's not issuing Vader an order. It's especially useful on the Implacable turn for getting Vader out faster. So, key point there. A couple of Stormtroopers with RT-97Cs. Pretty. He likes these guys. They're pretty good on offense. One... looks like Vader support squad with a medical droid, a DLT-19, and a portable scanner. I assume these guys are going to go early to give Vader a dodge if he's ever exposed. Just another DLT, a little extra impact, a little extra range. These Recon Intel Stormtroopers are there to play objectives, and then he's got 2 snipers. So a little bit of bag control issue, I'd say. I've always noticed this about this list is that he does generally have good control. He's got 3 special forces, he's got 2 commanders and 3 core, but there are times where he can whiff on the bag, especially later in the turn. So now let's take a look at the other side. This is JasonIsConfused, which I'll probably just call Jason from now on. Clone Captain Rex, pretty standard kit, getting that scouting party with Recon Intel. He's got the jetpacks, which are pretty popular now with Rex. Z6 Phase 2 with an 5's Phase 2 unit as well. That's Echo. We got 5's over here. All of them have offensive push. There's also some Phase 1's over here with Z6's. I would imagine that these 3 are meant to be... well, these 2 are meant to fire support off of the Phase 2's with 5's. That said, Nerfley has... it's okay that I sometimes do sound like Ben. Nerfley has a lot of experience dealing with the 5's fire support. I've spoken with him many times about it, so he will probably endeavor to keep his high-value stuff away from that attack. That might not be possible depending on the scenario, though. Then we've got a Phase 1 squad, same kind of game here that the Storms are going to play. Pretty important point, though, is that these guys are a little bit better than Storms for being a naked squad because they can just feed actions to other clone units, whereas the Storms kind of have to work on their own merit. Then 3 Arc Snipers, nothing crazy here. I see he's got all his tokens ready to go. Let's think here. Okay, so what do I see going on here? That Recon Intel, though, on the Storms over here might prove to be very useful because it means that they can start interacting with an objective right away. That said, it's actually might not be... it would be a legal location here. I'm going to turn my thing back on here. Do a little... no, I can't use my tools. Well, I'll assume they measured it. I was going to measure it, but I guess I can't. So, no matter. No matter. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. They're putting down their barricades. Not much to comment on. So, Chad, if you've got anything you want to say, feel free. I'll talk. I don't want to jabber on and on and on and kill off all my talking points right away. But I do want to focus a little bit on these guys because this is actually I've played against Nerfley many times. He's local to me. He's worked this list against me a lot. I do tell him always to go play other people though because I don't want him to get used to my weirdness. What's up, Al? This though is new. I like this. I don't know if I necessarily like it with a heavy, but I definitely like this. Having a squad that can just feed Vader and dodge early kind of goes with what I've talked about with having Padme along with Obi-Wan. Being able to delay a Jedi's activations and still give him dodges to keep him durable is going to be really, really useful going forward. I think we are going to see more players running portable scanner on like a naked squad or even a squad with a healer in the near future. I think you'll also potentially see this in CIS. I think they are going to get a medical droid. You could see a naked B1 with a portable scanner and an whatever their version of a medical droid is to support like Dooku or Maul. Well, maybe not Maul so much, but definitely Dooku. I could see it being a thing. It would probably be really cheap. You'd be looking at 6 points for this plus their 36. You're at 42 points. That droid could be 20 points, and it's still cheaper than a lot of the other options that you could take for those B1s. So that could be very interesting. There's also another advantage here I didn't really talk about. That Imperial officer has the strict orders, so there's no aggressive tactics going on here. And you don't really see that in a Vader list because he's greedy when it comes to his orders. Because half of his orders are, his command cards are potentially operatives. His operative version cards, they all kind of order just himself. So AT's just not that good, and he can't take it anyway. But strict orders is definitely a useful card to have. So you're going to see probably a lot of orders going to these guys. It also has an interesting thing, and I always remind people of this. Everybody forgets that everyone that has Entourage has Disciplined. Disciplined when paired with strict orders in this case is if he issues those Royal Guard in order and they already have a couple of suppression, they can wipe out their suppression and then basically negate another point of suppression because they'll have a face up because of strict. It makes it very hard to pin these IRG down. Now, Brad does have or Nerfley I should say, has a pretty heavy focus on kind of a linebacking anti-Jedi build with the IRG and Vader. He's probably going to sacrifice them basically to keep Vader topped off because there's no real reason for the IRG to line back for him. So I'd imagine he's probably going to put 6 wounds into these IRG before letting Vader take any, because they're just going to be objective players after a while. He doesn't want to lose anybody necessarily, but he's definitely going to need to use them as ablative wounds. He also might use them as ablative wounds for the snipers, because 3 arcs snipers versus 2 Imperial snipers doesn't initially look great for him. In terms of the sniper war, but if he puts his IRG with the 2 snipers, suddenly those arcs aren't looking so good. Problem is, of course, that arcs do have impervious. It bugs me. It's so hard for GCW snipers to compete with the new ones because they have rubbish saves. The GCW ones do. These have so many more keywords and in many ways better keywords than the originals did. Impervious is just straight up better in that case, probably for rogue pilot. Is better than low profile in a lot of scenarios. I really wish that we could see some changes to low profile that would make it better for like getting close to the enemy, which still wouldn't help scouts, but at the very least it would give them some options. It's a rough scenario to play in a sniper war. Yeah, and arcs having critical doesn't help either because, that would be that they can potentially just ignore the Guardian. There's just so many things that make the GCW snipers feel bad now, and that's why when I've been talking about it in my list building streams, I kind of throw them in there, but they're no longer like a core component of list building for the older 2 factions. I think if you can avoid them, a lot of people are talking about including like Mando squads instead, or ISF, because they don't die as quickly to arc strikes and stuff like that. And that's kind of the state of the game we're in. You know, I really want us to be in a scenario where we're all able to take all the units we want and everyone feels like they're on the same keel in the same boat, but at the moment, unfortunately, it doesn't look that way. there are some stuff that's not quite fairly matched up when it comes to, like, you know, apples to apples, in the sense of like sniper teams to sniper teams right now. I've said before, I think that a BX squad with a shield could probably take on, and a sniper, of course, can probably take on 2 or 3 GCW snipers over the course of a game, and I stand by that. I've seen it a couple of times. People just run like 1 as like their backliner with a shield. It's crazy. They're just so much better. And like when snipers were initially, you know, people are talking about how strong the GCW snipers were and how meta defining they were. Well, now you've got 2 new sets of snipers that just wreck them. So the evolution of that has actually gone, I think, a little bit backwards. That said, of course, if there's a couple of things I do want to note, though. If Vader can get into the Jason's lines, then he doesn't have a lot of good options. I did a little bit of math a while back talking about looking at like how well full arc squads can survive lightsabers, and they do a really good job, actually. I mathed out a Son of Skywalker into a squad with like 5s or Echo, and they actually they're actually likely to survive, assuming they have enough surge tokens nearby. But he doesn't have full arcs here. He's got basic squads, so every time Vader goes in, he's probably going to wipe a squad. It's just going to be a question of can Nerfley drop Vader in? Can he get him into the enemy lines without him getting shredded in the process? Or will he do what he normally does and use Vader as a pressure piece? I don't think he can get away with that at this point, though, because he's red on a sabotage game, and he doesn't have a perfectly safe VAP. So you've got a VAP here. I guess I can't ping either. You got a VAP here. You got a VAP over here, both of which are not hidden from fire. They're completely exposed. So he's going to lose models. He's not going to be able to play the, okay, I'm going to take something and hide. I think he's going to go real aggressive, really push into the enemy lines and force a fight. Yeah, I mean, look at that. He's got both of his VAPs over here. So basically what we're going to see is the clones clustered up right here, and Nerfley's going to have to go into it. Now the question is, if he gets a Vader bomb off in the middle of this, can he panic this army? It's courage 2, would be courage 4 to panic. He doesn't have any suppressive, but he does have the Master of Evil Vader bomb. I mean, Vader's got a pretty safe approach behind this building here, depending on how well, you have to assume Jason's going to put his guys up here, so maybe that's not such a safe approach. I don't know. We'll see. I'll notice that he did not divulge Darkness Descends. I don't think I've seen Nerfley use that in ages, so that doesn't surprise me at all. He also might swing Vader this way, come around the side here, and kind of, because it's not safe necessarily, but if he puts down, if Jason puts all of his forces in this area, right, and he doesn't have a huge, like, there's not much of a fire lane here. If he can cross that distance, which 2-speed 1s might get him most of the way there, he can probably avoid a large quantity of fire while still setting himself up for the bomb. That may be what he does. He might bring Vader into the fight over here, like drop him in at the end, make Jason think the fight's going to happen here, when really it's going to happen on the right-hand side. That'd be an interesting play. I don't know if he's going to do that, though. That's me thinking like a Skaven, sneaky schemes and burrowing behind enemy lines, popping up where they least expect to. Man, just imagine dropping somebody with jump over here and just popping over like Luke. If he was playing Rebels, I'd run Luke like that, come over there and just pop over that building and run over. That would be, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I think he is going to try to put the pressure into this zone here. Really make him think that's what he wants to do. Nerfley's great at surprising me, though. I wonder if he knows he can put guys up on top of that building. He's got to keep away from 5s, though. 5s can just delete whole squads every activation if Nerfley's not careful. He's keeping him out. Here's the thing, too, because if Fives wipes out activations, Nerfley's options get very limited very quickly. Because he needs to keep Vader towards the end of turns early on. And the more activations he loses, the more time Jason will have to respond. So the question becomes, is he going to try to keep his boys back so that they don't get obliterated? That Fives placement was really aggressive, and I think he's feeling that pressure right now. It's just so bad. Now, something important here is that, again, since these guys aren't an arc squad, they can't move and shoot with an aim. They're going to have to get moved, which, to be fair, they probably will be. I think they're going to be one of these units that gets scouted by Rex. Man, it's just so rough. The phase 2s are not nearly as good as arcs at deleting full squads, but he's got to keep that in the back of his mind that he could potentially just lose 4 guys to a phase 2 activations. Now the big thing is if he uses a 5's fire support and doesn't wipe out a squad, the best thing for Nerfley to do with that squad that's like down to maybe 1 or 2 guys is just to hide them at that point. Don't let himself lose activations. Peter, I went through them before. It's a pretty standard Nerfley Vader list. Vader, IRG, an officer, and then 2 snipers to round out his special forces. 2 RT-97C stormtroopers, 1 Vader support stormtrooper with portable scanner, medical droid, and the DLT-19. These guys are meant to give Vader a dodge and keep him topped up. A DLT-19 squad just for some long-range support, and these stormtroopers with recon are meant to be objective players. So that actually does make me wonder, though, who he's going to put over here. Probably snipers, I'd guess, to go play that objective. I'm assuming he's going to drop both of his sniper teams over there. On the other side, we've got a pretty meta, I think mostly Rex list. Rex with jetpack, recon intel, a Z6 phase 2, Echo phase 2, and 5's phase 2, all with offensive push. 2 Z6 phase 1s that are probably going to be fire supporting with 5's. Naked phase 1 squad that's probably very much so for objective play, and then 3 sniper teams. Nothing too crazy on that side. People keep asking me about putting 5's in phase 1s and phase 2s. I think I might actually include something in one of my videos talking about why I prefer him in an arc squad and what it costs to, in terms of raw damage numbers, to put him in a core. Because his damage does fall off somewhat. Especially with his losing mobility and stuff like that. So I might change that up a little bit. Do a video on that at some point. I'm also talking really fast. I was, like I said, at the very beginning of this video, I did not know I was doing this. I just got a message saying, hey, we need a streamer, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess I got time. And this is my first time live casting one of these games, so if I do things wrong, please let me know, because I am not at all prepared for this. Oh man, they are taking their sweet time with their units. Getting real cagey. Yeah, if it was me, I think how he's got 5 set up right now, I would have 5's and a phase 1 unit get moved up by Rex, and just go for that turn 1 fire support play onto those stormtroopers. Just depends on how much force Brad puts there, because that's the other thing too, is if he brings 5's forward like that, Nerfley has the opportunity to just delete 5's, delete him, but at least wound him enough to prevent him from doing any additional fire supports. It's kind of a give and a take. One of the reasons, again, why I like 5's and arcs is that he has that mobility where he can shoot, he can move, shoot, so that he's only able to get attacked by minimal return fire. 5's in this kind of squad risks getting shot back a lot more. Okay, so this is his red squad. This is his second RT-97C. So yeah, we can see a lot of pressure going into this middle fire zone. I think Nerfley's going to, again, try to keep Jason from playing his middle objective and then threaten the back objective with either Vader or the IRG, or both. I think he's going to throw snipers over here. But, I mean, against 3 arcs, there's a chance those snipers might not... Well, I guess he just... Literally, the best thing for him to do is just to move with each of them and immediately fix it so that the arcs can't just wipe them out and stop him from scoring. Or maybe he dedicates a Stormtrooper squad to the task. The DLT 19 squad might be a decent choice to go fix that, but then they'd be really far away. Could also use his commander, I guess. His lone dude over there. We'll just have to wait and see. Yep. There it is. There's the Z6 squad. He's setting it up. I see it. I see his mind. Oh, man. Maybe he watched one of my videos and now is all enamored with the idea of 5's fire supports. I guess he's got offensive push, so he can technically tactical it, kind of like an arc. I like the arcs for their native, native doing it. Okay, he's spending a lot of time doing these cohesions and stuff. He's just going to move Rex up on him. Doesn't really matter. Oh, man. What to do, what to do. Shaking in my boots over here on behalf of Nerfley. I hope he's got a good strategy in mind, because it will be interesting. Ooh, okay, so he's dropping what I called the Vader support squad over here. Not where I think he's going to put Vader. But again, this might just be a real complicated strategy that's involving baiting out Jason. Oh, hey, Karma. Thank you for following. I appreciate that. Just heard the ding a second ago. This might be a complex strategy to prevent him from noticing that he's going to put him somewhere else. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. He might just throw everyone into the teeth and see what happens. But I don't think Nerfley's that risky of a player. He's calculated. He likes to make sure things are going to ideally try to go his way. I don't always agree with his decisions when we play, but he's at least got a rationale behind every decision he makes. Yeah. He doesn't always agree with my insane plans either. And he's always real. It really bugs him sometimes, I think, when the crazy stuff I come up with actually pans out in my favor. Or I do something that should just totally have blown up in my face, but somehow, through sheer Skaven ingenuity, it works. Just gotta believe hard enough. Be like an orc. Oh, you're welcome. Said thanks for streaming. You're welcome. I hope people enjoy. Don't confuse or come off annoying. I don't know how I feel about Rex in the jetpack. Like, I like the jetpack in certain things, but like Rex just... I know it's super cheap on him, and I know it really helps his mobility, but like I just don't see Rex as that good of an offensive piece. He's got, like... He's your aggressive tactics. Like, if he dies, you lose aggressive tactics. That's a pretty heavy blow for guard a stomach. I don't love it. I really don't. Because I just assume because the jetpacks, he's going to be more aggressive. And maybe that's where I'm wrong. Maybe people are using jetpacks to be more, like, defensive and help him get away from, like, threats and stuff. But I see it, and I'm just like, oh, you're going to play, like, Rex super aggressively. And I don't like it. Oh, thank you for following, Red Sox fan. Oh, also, if any of you watch my stream, I realized the other day I was going through my stuff, and like I said, I kind of cobbled everything together and threw it up for the last couple streams, just because I've been busy dealing with COVID at the house. My live stream schedule was completely wrong. All the dates are off. So I will be streaming this Friday, as I've said before, doing a Separatist Mechanized Assault build. And I will have an updated stream schedule at that point with correct dates. The big important one to note is the New Year's Bash, but since there is a Friday between now and, well, between next Friday and the New Year's Bash, I do have to put out one more build, so I'm going to put up a poll at some point asking what kind of list people want me to do. I'm not going to actually limit it to the GAR list that I initially was talking about. I'm going to literally have just whatever. One community type of list that people vote on and want to do. It'll probably be on both the Discord and the Facebook, so if you are on both, you'll get to vote twice. I don't mind. Feel free to bias everything to the things you want. Or vote for two different things if you want to see two different, things. So that's what we're going to do. But that's for later. For now, we need to see what cleverness each player is trying to do. Right now, it looks like Nerfley is trying to see how much pressure he can put on that objective. Nobody has put bodies on either of their side objectives. You see, no one's over here, and no one's over here. So I gotta think to myself, at least one arc strike team has got to be going over here at this point. I don't see, maybe Echo does? We'll have to see, but I can see one arc strike team here, two arc strike teams over here to put pressure over here and kind of shoot these guys. But neither side has put down anything super telling yet. The one thing I will say, and I'm going to do a little bit of predicting here. I don't know Jason that well, but I know Nerfley, and I'm worried, and we've talked about this, that he will underutilize this guy. This guy, especially in the late game, if he survives, he has a tendency to play him kind of safe, and he ends up not really interacting with objectives or like putting out pressure in the late game. He doesn't have a lot of pressure. Don't get me wrong. This guy's, range 1 to 2, not super impressive, but if he's just sitting in the back line, he's not going to do a whole lot. Unless he's being preserved for points, I think, Nerfley's definitely going to have to consider bringing him out to play, especially if things aren't going his way in the mid-game. We'll see. I also think it's interesting that he chose to give those guys the portable scanner instead of the Imperial Officer. Because imagine that. He could have an Imperial Officer who could give Vader a dodge and give somebody else an aim, or Vader an aim and a dodge. Like, he could do a lot with that. Because that's the one thing that I see a lot with the Imperial Officers. He spotters, and then he doesn't do anything with his second action. So maybe giving that officer the portable scanner might have been the way to go. I don't know. We'll have to see what Nerfley's plan was. I haven't talked to him about this list. So we will see. Let's see. Oh, wait. Echo's down. Was I right? Was I wrong? Nope. He dropped Echo over here. So there's almost certainly an arc team going around the back of this building. Oh, and Nerfley put down a sniper on this side. So he's not going to go for two snipers over here, which is what I was initially thinking he was going to do. He's putting a sniper team over there, which basically makes me think I'm wrong about his decisions. I don't think he's doing what I think he's doing. Oh, wait, is he going to try to set up a neat little cross shot here? Is he going to try to go for like a... No, he can't do a no-cover shot. The barricades are too well placed for that, but... I don't know what he's doing. I guess if he lines it up just right, he could ping those three guys in between and get no cover. Oh, man, that'd be quite the shot. And he has to survive the arcs that are definitely going to come for those two guys right now. Like, I have to wonder if he's going to put down the IRG over the... Maybe that is what he does. Okay, so here's the counter IRG for the objective over there. It's not giving him any information. It's interesting. Okay. I guess he's not scared of the stormtroopers in any way. Put his arcs... Oh, maybe he is. Maybe it's going to keep him further back. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. So who's playing Cyberpunk 2077 right now? Not right now, but since it released. Does anyone have hitting any major bugs? Had any issues so far? Because I know I have. I think on day one I couldn't play for more than 2 hours at most without it crashing and going to like blue screen. And the PS4 having to restart. No, I haven't bought a PS5 yet. We bought some furniture right before, right before Halloween, and I've had to pay that back. So, haven't had time to upgrade, or I shouldn't say I haven't had the money to upgrade yet. But on my definitely on my PS4, I'm seeing some issues with Cyberpunk. I also can't wait to play some more Star Wars Squadrons now that the TIE Defender and the B-Wing are in it. I was trying to do it this morning, and my HOTAS system was all messed up, so I got to get back in there and try to fix it. There's a lot going on here. It's also worth noting that both of them have 10 activations, so whoever can get rid of activations first is definitely going to take the early advantage, if they can. Okay, Imperial Officer is playing in what I think is a good spot. Yeah, I think he's definitely going to want to go there. But he runs the risk of letting that Stormtrooper squad get panicked unless he's planning on having... Is he planning on having Vader go around maybe this way? Like around this? That just seems like such a long way, and he's not going to threaten the objective for a long time. Is he scouting while he's inside his own deployment zone? That'd be funny. I wouldn't be against that. So I just scout my own deployment zone. It's no big. Not putting anyone on that roof. Ooh, I wonder, does that ladder give scale in this version? I am all for ladders giving scale. It's a change I really wish we would see more. There's not enough 3D play in this game. People aren't on top of buildings enough. Okay. Maybe he's not planning on threatening the back vap as much as I'm thinking. Nerfley's gotta put a sniper team over there, right? I think it's pretty obvious at this point. He's not gonna take both with just one Stormtrooper squad. Okay, putting down the IRG. Just putting him right in the middle. I think I misjudged it, guys. I think he is gonna throw Vader right up that center line. No darkness descends. Screw tape. Or if he did, he didn't actually reveal it. He didn't divulge it. But Nerfley's not really, in my experience, has never really been keen on using darkness descends. Yeah, keep an IRG back there just to make sure that in case somebody swings out to the left, he still gets to preserve the Guardian. What are you doing, Nerf? No. Put your Electro Staff all the way out there. Let that guy die first. He's not important. He needs to die. You don't have to deal with any melee peers. Just make sure that guy dies first. My dude, put the Electro Staff out there. You don't care about him. Don't preserve him. He's not important. I really wish we had different, like, if there was a phase setting for Vader that would allow you to change him to Celebration Vader. That'd be so cool. Something for the mod team to do, I guess. They got plenty to do, though. There's so much that still has to get done. They gotta drop Maul and Anakin into the mod at some point. They got a lot on their plates. And we give them a lot of junk, you know. Tell them, you're not doing it fast enough or whatever else. But, like, this is free. They're not getting paid to do this, you know. They're getting paid in smiles. So give them some smiles. Say thank you to your friendly local mod team every now and again, because they do a lot of hard work. I just want them to fix the dice roller. So many crazy rolls. By the way, if you weren't sure if Jason is confused, if he likes Republic, you know, I think we can kind of guess. All right. got Rex. Wait. He's got Rex. He's got him down. Is he got a scouting party? Okay, what is happening here? Oh my goodness. Okay. Rex is getting real feisty. Is he gonna go fight the stormtroopers? And at that point, does Nerfley put Vader down to go fight Rex? Because, like, a turn one... No. There's no way. Okay, so let's pretend that he's gonna scout forward for a second. So he's about there-ish, right? About range 2. We're on range 2 here. If Nerfley Vader's mites, I don't think Vader can get there. I don't think he's now, especially not now, but like, could he have gotten there and like thrown Rex into him and just murdered him? Any commands to see the lists? Oh, are you saying, like, I don't know if there's links to the lists. I'll skim over it again. Vader, Imperial Officer, IRG and 2 snipers, and then a bunch of stormtroopers with various upgrades. And then on the other side, we've got Rex, Jetpack, Aggressive Tactics, 3 Phase 2s, 1 with 5s, 1 with Echo, 1 with the Z6, all of which who have offensive push, 2 naked, or 2 Z6 Phase 1s, a naked Phase 1, and then 3 snipers. Okay, so it looks like Rex is scouting, partying, as I expected him to do. He is moving 5s into position to take down... Oh, you're welcome. To take down, it looks like the red squad. Again, if I see him, if he moves up a Phase 1, I think we're really looking at a turn 1 fire support play from 5s. Just going to try to delete. He might also just be trying to delete that sniper. He could throw 3 black at the sniper and then throw 4 black at like the storms, or vice versa. Would also be a play I could see happening here. How does Nerfley... So I have to assume Nerfley drops the snipers. He's going to drop the snipers over in the corner. Wait, he's got to drop them over here, the way I see it. Otherwise, he's just playing a losing battle. And then dropping Vader wherever he's planning on making that play. I still think... I hope he doesn't cave into the pressure over here with Rex. I really hope I was right about where he puts Vader. We'll know soon enough. 2 drops left. 2 sniper drops left after this. Well, we got the scout and then the second scout, so we got to wait to see what he does. Let's see how right I was. You got your 5s down. Show me those Phase 1s. I really don't see him fire sporting off either of the Phase 2s. I think he's going to fire sport off a Z6 Phase 1 if he doesn't. Show me. If he uses 5s just to score the objective, I would... What is he doing? He's pulling him back? Huh? Oh, he's running away from that potential sniper shot that Nerfley was setting up. Interesting. I don't know if I would have caved to that pressure. He's afraid of something. He must be seeing something I'm not, because I would not have been worried about that at all. I would have just put him right out there. You got the superior firepower in my eyes. Okay. So I guess I was wrong about the fire sport. He's doing the naked guys. They're going to go sacrifice themselves to the altar of the great Goog. Okay, so I was 100. First call of the day. I was 100% wrong. He did not set up a 5's fire support with a Z6 to try to wipe a stormtrooper off the map turn 1. That was not the play he made. He also has not yet dropped a sniper squad over here. So far, almost all of my calls have been wrong. Let's see if I'm right at least about Nerfley's snipers. Because here's the thing: if he drops the sniper over there now, there's no real problem. Because like, we can guess that his sniper's going to go over there. So if Nerfley drops his sniper, that's just literally just what's going to happen now. To me. Put a sniper over here. He puts his arcs over here. And then Nerfley drops Vader wherever he wants. Oh, what is he doing? Why is he putting Vader out? Oh, Vader, where are you going? I was so wrong. I have no idea what his plan is. Sorry, folks. I got nothing. I got no idea what he's doing. Is he hedging his bets in case Rex comes after these guys, maybe? I don't know. I do not know. That's not at all where I expected him to put Vader. I expected him to put him either helping out everybody in the middle, coming around the right, or coming around the left. I did not expect him to put him in a position like that. I feel like he's so far away from the fight now. Oh, and, okay, nobody's doing what I'm expecting, apparently. Those arcs are going to go tussle. Like, so obviously, Jason's realized that all Nerfley has to put over here is a sniper strike team, and he's confident he can win that trade. If Nerfley had put Vader over here, he could have just murked him and swung around. I don't know why he didn't put his snipers. At this point, I almost feel like he should put his second sniper team on the right and just push everything away from that objective and play. No, that's not what he's doing. He's not going to win that trade. He's 100% not going to win that trade unless he rolls insanely well. I'm just not seeing it, man. I don't know what their plans are. Neither of them did anything close to what I would have expected here. They're putting pressure in really weird spots. Which is interesting, because again, I don't know their plans. I'm thinking ahead, and I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen now. Like, have they just conceded that one sniper strike team on this side is just going to take this objective? Like, who's going to score it? Oh, man. I don't know what's going to happen here. That said, this is a close-range fight. That second guy with the pistol might actually be able to bring some firepower. He'd be rolling 4 black into 2 black, 1 red with Pierce against Impervious. That's a tricky trade. And even if he wins, all that happens is these guys go and help out. And they wipe these guys off the map. And the storms were too far away, I think. I don't think they can... they're going to score the objective turns 1 and 2, and then maybe run to the left and try to score? Maybe? Possibly? I don't know. Oof. I am so confused. Which I'm okay with. This is becoming quite exciting for me. I can almost guarantee I think we're going to see the 3 pip from each of them right now. Nobody wants to... Well, definitely a 3 pip from Nerfley, I think. Alright, let's see. Yep, I was right. Take that, Clankers. Yep, he's going for a full delete right off the bat. Yep, he's propagating his face-ups. Next should be his reliable triggers. Oh, okay, he's doing his aggressive tactics. Now he's doing his reliable triggers. Okay, those are his phase 2s and echo, so everybody should have... What was that? Does everyone have 2? Oh, it's 2, 2, 3. That's right. I didn't see the third one there. Yeah, 2, 2, 3. That looks right. Some beefy boys. And they're going first, so let's see if you can bring the deletion. Basically, he's extending his range. He's not going to do a... Well, he can't do a fire support, can he? Because I don't think anyone's within range 3. Maybe those guys are. If they're in range 3 of those guys, I could see 5s just doing a, range 4, take that clankers. Punching those guys in the face. Oh, here we go. Oh, I heard some dice. Show me those ranges. Quit telling me the odds, John. It's an unorthodox game. Yep, it is an unorthodox game. I am all very confused. Oh, so very confused. Like, what's going on with these, what's going on with this sniper team here? What are we looking at? Did he pull from the stack, maybe? Oh, he pulled from the stack. Oh, okay. Huh. That was the noise I heard. It wasn't dice, it was stack shuffling. Nerfley needs to shuffle his stack. Doesn't matter until he actually goes to pull. Okay, arcs are moving on up in the world. They get an aim and they get to use take the clankers, right? Or does that have a face-up token? I can never remember. It's a face-up. Okay, so face-up order, so they can't use take that clankers. Otherwise, that would be really insane. They're not in range 3, so they're not going to bring that extra sniper shot in. Or that extra guy's weapon in. They're just going to be able to do the sniper shot, which is still pretty darn strong. I think he's trying to... Is he trying to terrain scope? I think he was trying to terrain scope poor Nerfley. Take out his unit leader so that his guys had to basically sit back. But he's going for the sniper team. So he's got one aim. Literally anything will do it, and he kills the guy. Assuming he spends the aim, which he does. Yay, lethal. Very, very good. Lethal plus critical equals no way to defend against it as a GCW sniper. Because like low profile doesn't matter if they just roll crit, you know, they just surge to crit. It makes no difference to them. He's got no one in range 3, so he's aiming. He's going to shoot with the, you know, RT-97C into something. It's worth noting that 5's a squad is range, or he has a courage of 3, so he's not going to slow those guys down at all. Who's he going to go after? We'll go after, is that Echo Squad? Yep, Echo Squad. It's a good squad to go after. The problem is you have to clear everybody in the squad before you clear Echo. So, RT-97C shot. Let's see some damage. Oh, man. That's actually good in a way. You want to see the miss on the red on the start because the reroll becomes so much better. 3 saves. That's where you force barrier 2 if you have a Jedi. Kill, knocks out one guy. Perfectly average roll. At least on defense. Offense might have been a little light. Maybe not. Offense is probably right around the thing. Nothing crazy yet. He passes the aim to the DLT Storms. Pulls another sniper team. I feel like that's not what he wants to pull right now. I think he wants to pull his core, his phase 1s to go like play the objective. That is not a legal move. Is Nerfley going to allow it? Feel like he should not allow that. That guy is definitely crossing that TIE fighter. Interesting. Where me, I would have said he has to go, you know, at an angle because his base is clearly cutting through the bottom of that TIE fighter. Nerfley's allowed it. That might just cost him the whole team. Oof. Oh, he's not going to get the 3 saves. In theory, the snipers... Is that heavy cover? Oh, those boxes must be heavy cover. He still loses a guy. Alright. Just not seeing it. Oh, what is this? Oh, that is so cool! I didn't realize they had fancy backed tokens. Those are so cool! Look at that, guys. How cool is that? I want some of those. I want them to make me some of those. I'm going to put in a request. Be like, hey guys, can you make me some custom tokens? Oh man, that is super cool. I am on board. Alright, so he's gonna go try to score. It's just delaying activation. So he's really gonna, I guess he's really counting on Vader to do some work for him. Interesting choice. Oh, thank you, Huntsman Reaver, for following. I'm assuming you're Huntsman. So you're watching your teammates' game, and I hope you're enjoying my commentary and confusion. So thank you for following. I swear I get more like and subscribes during the streams than I do afterwards. Alright, so I was putting... No, you're taking ones away. Come on now. I can never remember either. Oh, yes sir, how's it going? It's going well. Isboticus, thank you for following. Slowly but steadily gaining traction here. Soon, we will take over the entire Legion scene with our Skaven might. Alright, so there's this. Here's a phase 1 squad. Let's see what they shall do. Yep, you're just gonna go after the storms. Aim, shoot. No, move, shoot. Okay. Come on. Rule number 1 of Legion. Aim, shoot. Yeah, I would have called that too. Getting feisty over there with that turn. What's he doing? Trying to set himself up in case... I don't know what he's doing. He's not going to get a no cover shot. Oh, he's trying to ignore heavy cover. I don't think that's possible. With the current, the way those barricades are set up, I don't see that happening. Yeah, Al, what token backings are those? I want to know how to make those. I assume you just change the texture on the tokens. I might, if I can find out how they did it, maybe I can convince them to reveal their secrets in a post-game interview or something, and we'll do a video on how to make your own custom back tokens. How's that sound, Huntsman Reaver? Think you can convince your teammate to give me an exclusive lowdown on how he got those fancy tokens? Wait for a response and hope it's a yes. Because I'm all for it. I will 100% make some Chicago tokens like the ones we have normally. My favorite part of this game, cohering. It's delightful. Especially when I take like 5 minutes to do it and then somebody just shoots me because I wasn't paying attention to one sideline and I'm just like, oh man, I wasted all that time. It really feels like Nerfley has given up on his own objectives at this point and it's just gonna try to go for his opponents. Oh man, this game is interesting, to say the least. Oh my goodness, that is quite the rollout. Is he in range? He is in range. Okay. Yeah, Nerfley's taken 4 saves. Perfectly average. Offense is really high, but I think... Yeah, 6 on just a regular no aim shot Z6 roll. That's pretty crazy. Space Viking says, "Let's go, Jason." A Space Viking, why does your name show up purple? Can you tell me? Again, I am not nearly as experienced in this sort of thing to know why people's names show up differently. I know the crown means something too that Mallard Mage has, but I don't know what any of that means. What'd I miss? Oh, his commander went. He gave his storms an extra aim. Which would be really cool. I mean, it's an RT97C. That's definitely the guy you want to have. It is an RT97C. No, it isn't. It's a DLT. Yeesh. That guy doesn't necessarily want a bunch of aims. Oh, look. Those guys have suppression. Wait. Okay, so Echo's just aim shooting into the squad that has 2 aims. I wouldn't say I'm terribly surprised. Now, in a little bit of non-Nerfley's favor, pulling out the commander that early means that he might not be able to control when Vader goes now. If he pulls Vader like right away, that could be really troublesome. What you doing? Is he gonna move offensive push and then shoot to get the extra distance off the... I think that's what he's gonna do. I think he's moving in range 4. I think he's gonna exhaust offensive push and throw a big old shot into the into the Stormies. I don't think he's going to move his guys that much. That's right. Yep, called it. Exhaust that push. And then, yeah. Now he's bringing in the pain. 4 black, 2 red. Oh, no, he lost it. That's right. So 5 dice. He's probably going to spend it on the Pierce because Pierce is almost universally better. Oh, my. Well, that Z6 shot just kind of canceled itself out. Oh, man. That is nothing. That is suppression. He's got to, I mean, he's going to, right? It's just suppression. He doesn't get sharpshooter on those guys. Oh, man. What garbage. After that really good shot on those storms, that was just, whew. They swung back hard on that attack. He can't spend it on the Pierce. There's no reason to. He's got to reroll and force at least 1 save. Otherwise, it's useless. Nope, he is preserving the aim for somebody else. Okay. Nerfley's going to go with the guys who just got shot, I'm assuming. He's going to strict orders off the suppression because, you know, he's got to face up, so why wouldn't he? He's going to move up and he's going to attack. Trying to know what he's going to do before he does. Totally. I see into his mind. Oh, man, I remember the good old days where he could have passed both of these aims. Now he can only pass 1. What a disappointment. Ooh, and he can't get within range 3 of anybody. That's super unfortunate. This is why Take That Clankers is so rude. It's also very well played by Jason here. Preventing Nerfley from actually getting a shot off here could be pretty huge. I mean, he's gonna throw 2 aims into a DLT shot. That's not good. I have to imagine in this situation he's going to go for that arc strike team maybe. If he can see both. He can't even see both of them because that one's hidden. He's got nothing. No good shots here. He'd have to go hear his DLT all the way forward if he wanted to do that. And I just don't see it. Man, that's a waste. I think he might have gotten a little too aggressive there with those guys. But that said, he really didn't have much choice. Because all they were going to do is take range 4 shots anyway. So he's doing the best he can with what he's got. I think he's got, at this point, he's got to try to pick off somebody out of cover. It's basically his only option. Throw 2 red into somebody with that won't get cover. Because he's got nothing at range 3. Outside playing Take That Clinkers turn 1 is really going to, I mean, that's a lot of his offense right off the gate. Yep. Just poking at Echo. It's got no cover. Well, it's got light cover because of that. I don't know if Nerfley should change that to someone else. Nope. He's going for it. He's forcing 1 save. Not gonna spend an aim to reroll nothing and then just keep the other aim. It doesn't make a difference. Oh, wait, is he? Oh, he's spending it to just roll dice. Okay, so he rolls a crit. Now I would just spend a second aim at this point. Yeah, I'd roll for another crit. Go for the double crit. Go for the double crit. Do it, Nerfley. Spend those aims. Spend those aims. Yeah, delete that off the field. Spend that aim. Oh, I don't know if I would have gone with that. That was a real aggressive choice. But, yeah. And he surges. So, nothing. Again, very well played by Jason there, keeping everybody out of range, making sure that Nerfley doesn't get the ideal situation for his shots. Nerfley's going to the bag after this, which really, again, could present a problem if he pulls Vader early. Because that would be a big waste. He doesn't want to necessarily put Vader out there quickly. Especially if Vader ends up going before the orange guys. Because they want to give him a dodge. Vader does not have force reflexes, so he's not going to be able to get dodges for free without doing that. Alright, we're seeing some arcs moving up. I think we're going to see that arc try to take out the sniper over there. If he's in range. Or try to pick off the stormtrooper leader. One of the two. He's just got to get within range 4. He's in range 3. He can throw, now he can throw 2 or he can throw 4 dice at them. Potentially with Pierce. Oh, that's no good. It's no bueno. 1 red, 2 black, 1 white. Oh, wait, they don't have face up. You can't just take that clankers. Oh, I just keep forgetting that. I'm on drugs. Not really. Besides caffeine. And a guy. There goes another guy. Nerfley's down to one dude. One dude. Which, ideally, if, you know, Rex is going to pick that guy off, and then Nerfley has nobody on his own objectives. Very rough situation to be in. For sure. Ooh, does he? Yeah, he's got. He's playing the aim guys. I mean, they're not. They don't have the range either. I mean, they're gonna move up. They're gonna shoot their RT-97C, right? That's what you got. That's what you got to do. These guys actually might be able to go around the barricade though and go for a shot. Now, were it me in this situation right now, I think I would throw the RT-97C at the dudes in the back. See if you can get a no cover shot. No, you can't. But go for the dudes in the back, because then maybe they can't score this turn. That might be the way to go. That's how I would, probably what I would do. Yeah, because they're not going to get. Well, maybe he will get within range 3. If he cuts to the right, he might get within range 3 of those guys. He just goes like there. You know, he might get that 5's his squad into range 3. But then they can aim shoot back. But they have offensive push, so I mean, what are you sacrificing at this point? Is he seriously just trying to take out Echo right now? He's really, really stuck on Echo. Or is he going after those phase 1s? Well, it looks like he's trying to get it out of cover shot somewhere. I think he's put a little bit too much investment into trying to get out of cover shots, not enough into preventing Jason from getting good activations. It's hard with clones to stop them from getting good activations, but you can't like give up on the idea. Because if these guys got shot and then lost their action efficiency, that would be pretty important. Just hitting 5s over and over, just I don't see that being super valuable. I mean, I guess if you stack up enough courage, he won't panic, but at least he might lose action economy and like. Well, that was a roll. That was a terrible roll, man. These dice, I was complaining before about how these dice are playing out. They're playing badly on both sides. Some very disappointing rolls. Where's he moving that aim? Where did he move that aim? It's range 1 to 2, right? I'm gonna ask. Oh, I guess I reminded. He must have forgotten he had that ability this turn. Oops. Maybe I shouldn't have reminded him. Where is Vader hiding? Vader's over here. Vader is down here. I really don't know what if he's just gonna go berserk with Vader, or like what the game plan is. Still trying to figure that out. Get rid of that. Stuff's a nuisance. He just damaged that objective. Now, Reaver, I know you're listening. I'm still waiting on a response whether or not you're going to teach me how to, or one of you guys are going to teach me how to make those cool tokens. I want to know. Special Forces. He's going to use this sniper here. He will roll suppression, though it's not really super relevant. Okay, got it off. That's actually probably not ideal. I mean, what do you do here? Do you just aim shoot? Or do you just go for the score? Make them work for it. Oh, yeah, he's just going for the score. Man, that's just a rug. Because now he's out in the open. There's no way he survives past that. Now that's an activation. He's definitely down now. The other problem, too, is with these tactical, he's going to move towards the sniper and shoot and lose no action economy for doing it. The sniper, conversely, cannot do that. He cannot move and shoot. So it's just like, it's so much efficiency. Tactical is such a good keyword to have every turn because you're guaranteeing yourself 3 actions every turn if you want them. You can reposition, still get your aim, and shoot. It's an insanely good keyword. This is 5s, no fire sport. Rerolling 2. That's actually really... Oh, he's spending the aim from Echo now. 7 out of 7. Oh, apparently there's a tutorial on the YBTL channels. Okay, cool. I'll dig into that. If one of you could post the link, maybe? I know you're watching. Maybe we'll find it later. If there's something like intermission or downtime. Okay, so he Guardianed that. And now he's taking 3 onto his boys. Takes 1 up top, too. Yeah, if we get like an intermission or something, if one of you guys can dig that out for me, that'd be awesome. Because I will 100% be looking into that. It's so cool. We got like Team Relentless ones. Like I feel like we're losing the swag war here. That's why I'm not feeling so good, man. Okay, so he's asking who has left to go. Z6 squad, phase 1s. And that's it, looks like, right? Oh yeah, because Nerfley pulled Vader. So this is where we see what is... Thank you, Isboticus, for posting that for me. There's a link there to how to make your custom things. You'll have to be a member of the... Will you have to be a member of the YBTL Discord to get on that, though? Let me see here. I'm just going to follow that link real quick. Keep an eye on things. Okay, so it's a picture. I will put this picture, if you're watching on YouTube, I will put this picture in the comments section afterwards. Because it was posted on Twitch. So I will share it to both, just to be safe. Vader's going over to help out the stormtroopers, which is kind of where I thought he should have started. I really thought he was going to start over here and come swinging around the side. Now I feel like Nerfley's just going to waste a ton of time walking over there. Because Vader's so slow. It's not like, again, it's not like having Arcs go walk over there. You're not getting any action economy here. Whew. Don't know, man. For those of you who didn't hear me initially, I really think it would have been more effective to have... Because he put snipers over here. I really think... Yeah, he's got a long jog. I really think the right thing to do here was actually to put both snipers over here along with the storm and put Vader over here at the very end. Vader just walks over here. I don't think they can see through this big old vehicle here. So Vader walks over here. There's no way Jason could have put enough bodies over here to really stop Vader, especially the way the deployment had gone. So Vader could have gotten over here relatively unmolested. And like Vader's mighted a squad over this wall to steal them and just to murk them. You know, a Master of Evil could have just blown away the entire flank here. That's what I would, just the way I'm thinking. Now, Nerfley's a better Vader than a player than I am for sure. So I'm assuming he had a different plan, and we'll talk more about that later on. But right now, I'm just trying to figure out. I don't know. Jason tricked him, maybe. Or Nerfley's got some master plan I'm just not seeing yet, which is very possible. What is going on here? There we go. Okay. So he's just strafing onto the right. Can you just hit full? That could work. Okay. I'm assuming he wants to get like just within 3 of somebody, but not within both, maybe? Yeah, he's trying to position him so he's just within 3 of the salmon's colored squad, but not within 3 of the DLT storms, which is fine. I get it. Ideally, you'd want the situation to be reversed. You want to be not within range of an RT-97C, but in range of a DLT. Just because our DLT squad can move up and shoot more effectively than the RT-97C squad can. Heavy cover. Maybe? No, because it's only on the crates. So what are the crates? Oh, but he's saying it intersects the corner of that that piece there. Then the question becomes, does that piece technically obscure a line of sight from that guy? Probably not, but how are they going to rule it? I don't know. Spends a surge and gets one save through, maybe. He's taking it on the Guardian. Okay, so they did rule it as light. So one guy dies, whether it be an IRG or a, yep. And Nerfley took it on the Electrostaff, as he should. Good. Good. That's not what I wanted. There we go. What was that combination of rolls there? Oh, he just rolled a white. Okay, and he just kept the 2 red on there. That was weird. That sniper just gonna double move. Really feel like that sniper should just go for the back objective. Not in some weird complex way. Just run for the back objective. Force. I gotta assume there was some weird ruling about this piece here that it wasn't like blocking line of sight or something, because it's such a piece. It's such a. I mean, if this is like the zone you can't see from, that's huge. I would put in half an army back there if I could. He's really trying to set up these out of cover shots, but he's just gonna die to an arc. I just don't see the value. And we're looking at a situation where Nerfley is likely going into turn 2 with 8 activations, because if he doesn't get his snipers out early enough, they'll just die to the arcs that are in the area. And it's not even a contest. They just get wrecked. He needed to have both of them basically overpowering an arc to have a chance, I think. Right now he's throwing blind shots with no aim, just suppression. He was really trying to make Echo panic off the table. He's got 4 suppression on him, but he's not even close enough to panic off the table. So even if he pushes him back for a turn, he's going to come back unless he keeps the pressure on him. That's a lot of firepower to put into one guy who's not going to kill stuff, or a lot of points to put firepower into something that's not actually killing something. That activation still exists. It still gets some value. Because, well, no, it won't, because he doesn't have offensive push, so I guess it really doesn't work that well for him. Nope. And now we're going to see good old Rex there. So he got Sharpshooter 1. Yeah, I'll try to drop a storm. Yep. He's actually out of range. Nerf's going to be generous and let him fix it. He's getting that out of cover shot is what he's doing. Oh, man. Yeah, 3 saves. That guy's dead. So, no, I'm sorry. Nerf's not going in here with 8 activations. He's likely going into this turn with effectively 7 activations on the table. Because he's going to lose... He's lost that Storm Squad. He's going to lose probably both of his snipers to arcs. That's a big slog to come back from. He's taken 1 model off the table, and he has lost, by comparison, 8 models off the table. That's a big slog to come back from. He does have a medic, but that medic is nowhere near close enough to heal anybody but a red Stormtrooper. His IRG are going forward, though I don't think... Oh, if they're within range 2, that could actually be a decent shot. Are they? Check your range, man. Check your range. Check your range. They have pistols. 6 black into those guys might not actually be bad. Oh, man. He's just throwing them out there, huh? Interesting place. Interesting place. Check your range. Oh, dude. Okay. Those guys are not going to be able to take on an entire army by themselves. He's measuring to see if they can move and, like, touch it next turn, I guess. But, man, that's bold. I don't think he can. I think he should just maybe check to see if he could pistol them. Or something. Because they're measuring this distance. It's not from point A to point B. He's got to get over here, not over here. Oof. It's a very interesting move. I feel like he's putting pressure in strange places, at least in my mind. That is way farther than that guy could have moved. Easy there, hot shot. All right. Now he's just gonna nuke him. Just gonna murder those IRG. Rip him to shreds. They're getting no cover, I think, in that scenario. Didn't matter much. He rolled pretty low. 4 saves. Look at how they ruled that cover situation. Yep, 4 saves. Perfectly average. Jason is playing this very well. Very, very well. He's applying pressure where it needs to be applied, making sure that he's playing to his unit's strengths. Good plays. You can also see kind of, and this is maybe a little high level stuff to talk about, but like we're seeing some like timing things here. Jason's army is, and this is, clones in general are timing neutral. You can activate basically anybody anytime and get value. Having like this squad activate at the end meant that Vader couldn't get a dodge early because he didn't have access to the portable scanner. And like this medic is now probably not going to be very useful this entire game. If anything, he's probably going to be regenerating members of his own squad. Which, while valuable, is not nearly as valuable as healing up a Vader. So that timing is really not gone in Nerfley's favor. When you're drawing tokens out of the bag like that, it just becomes a situation where like Nerfley probably wanted to pull a sniper earlier so he could have aim shot or shot and retreated with these guys. Okay, so he's resurrecting an IRG with a wound. But he just didn't draw the tokens, I think, in the order that he really wanted to. And that hurt him a lot, whereas it didn't matter what Jason was really drawing. He was able to get value off of every single shot he took. If it weren't me, I would still go after the guys with on the objective, or the squad right behind them. One of the two. He might still go after 5s, though. At this point, he's put enough firepower into 5s to maybe make him panic next turn. No, he has to put one more shot into 5s to maybe make him panic next turn. So, if he's going to commit, now's the time. Commit to the shot. Just becomes a question of, does he keep pushing on what he... Nope, not pushing on what he's been pushing on. He gave up on it. I'm worried about that. Here's the thing, he's got let's see here. He's got 4 suppression on him. He loses 1 and he's not gonna panic. They feel like Nerfley has to attack 5s or has to attack Echo again if he wants to try for that panic play, which is what he's been trying for this entire time. If he gives up on it now, all of that previous effort has just been wasted. It hasn't done anything. Well, that's what he's doing. He's very much so wanting that no cover shot. Which I don't think is the thing here, because those clones are just absolutely eating defense. Well, maybe I could be wrong. Maybe he'll whiff on everything. Nope. Saves about what he should with the surge. Oh, he's out of surge tokens. Ooh, spicy. He's gonna shoot Echo right away. That's all I can see. That's all I can say right now. See, if he doesn't shoot Echo right away, I'm lost. That said, again, I will point out right now there's no asset going over here. So if we assume that, God, wasting actions on Vader to go score this objective hurts my soul. Assume that maybe Nerfley can get that second wound on there. I mean, I hope he does. At this point, he's got to play something to go early, I think. Means Nerfley is, in theory, tied with actually 1 point of advantage right now because he has 1 point on there. So if he can get that one guy to score, that's a pretty big thing. But then what? He keeps Vader on the other point to prevent him from scoring on it, but he's still got to stop those arcs somehow. Those arcs are just going to move and down score the objective. That's the thing. They don't have to do anything. They can just keep walking, really. Like, they don't lose any action economy. New ways to motivate them. Okay, so he's going for the big run with the IRG, I think. He's going to issue orders to the IRG and maybe Vader. I think in this scenario. And he went up against We Are Not Programmed? Yep. Inspire 2. So Echo is not moving anywhere. He's not running away. Apparently he was scared of that, so I guess that was something on Nerfley's favor. He was afraid to let Echo run. I do not know. Ooh, we went with the core up top. Okay. Now those IRG are going to get in, so I'm assuming they're going to double. What do they have? Like tenacity, right? Yeah. Okay. So I'm assuming if they can get there in one, which they can't, they're going to double move, charging into those guys, and probably score the objective on the third action. That puts him on the back foot. Now, if it was me and I was trying to be tricksy here, I would new ways and go charging off to the right. Like, shoot, double move, and just run off to the right, because then he's got to chase me. He doesn't have a choice. He's got to come around this piece, and my IRG can go score something else. Because, again, there's no pressure over here right now. Zero. Actually, if anything, Nerfley's got pressure over here because he's got squads that can shoot in that direction. I just have to assume they're treating this Lambda as not blocking terrain. But it does. Yeah. And it has to. Because there's nothing that says it doesn't. I don't know. Jason did create some good kill lanes, but he's left a big opening that I'm curious, like, what's going on here. I feel like Nerfley either hasn't seen it or isn't capitalizing on it right now, in my mind. Because I think you could very much have thrown guys along the flank here, or in this case, because you have the new ways trick, you can just get him out of there. What are you doing, my man? Okay, so he's healing. Okay, so yeah, he's going for the charge. He's healing that guy up, which I don't know if that's valuable at this point. They're going to get shot, and they're probably going to lose more guys. You can totally see under the shuttle. Yeah, you can, but not everywhere. If you're over here, you can't see anything. All their heads are taller. It's a pretty impressive attack. It's a lot of crits. I guess he just assumed he was taking all that damage. Okay, so Nerfley's going to try to delete that squad right now. He does succeed, so that was pretty clutch. Faux show. So face-up gone. That means no fire support from that squad. It's going to be helping out. So the question then becomes... The medic is now fully used, by the way. So, well, I guess in this case, who's got the face-ups now? He's got... That's not Fives' squad, was it? Wait, was that Fives' squad? That was Fives' squad. Oh, I totally misjudged that. That's an amazing kill. Oh, I thought that was the Phase 2 squad. Okay, I'm feeling much better now. Fives is gone. That was actually big. Okay, so now all his snipers have face-ups. So he's guaranteed to either pull Rex or a core. If he doesn't pull a core right out of the bag, which he has a 1 in 6 chance of pulling Rex? No. Oh, Rex is out of the bag. Is he? Okay, so wait. What? Hold on a second. So he issued an order to 5s. Who issued an order to whom? Hold up. I think they made a mistake here. I gotta jump in. Oh, it's Coordinate Clone. Never mind. For a second, I thought it was Coordinate Core, and I was like, wait a minute. Okay, so so that's why he has all these guys out. I'm losing my mind. All right, this guy's gonna go pick up that sniper. I'm almost certain of it. Trying to get those activations off the table. Or maybe he's going for the RG. I don't know. I think he's going for the sniper though. It's not what I would have done here, but these guys are doing some weird stuff. He just has to roll basically anything. Any good paint? He got the crit. Sniper's dead. It's just not even close. You will always lose in a sniper war if you're playing GCW against Clone Wars. It's just that they're so much more efficient than your guys. They have better saves. Everything they have is better than yours. Oh, they don't have native peers. That's fine. They can get crits way easier, and then they just spend their aims on peers. Or they just let you roll your terrible saves. I think it'd be fine with it if they didn't have Impervious. If they didn't have Impervious, I wouldn't feel so bad, because then the snipers actually would have a decent chance of punching through, but, like, they still often, you're running your snipers near the rest of your army, and they have surge to defense, basically, so your odds are pretty abysmal for even using your peers to take them down. So Nerfley's considering the dive, which is what I would be strongly considering here. He's going to be rolling, what, 4 red, 2 black? No. Yeah, 4 red, 2 black. Or 4 red, 3 black, I'm sorry. He new wazed it. I really, really think he should go. He should shoot and move 2 to the right. Because if he can get to the point where he hides under there. Nope, he's going in. Who do you bring the beatdown on? I think you bring the beatdown on another Phase 2 squad. Or you beat down the Phase 1s and score the objective. I think those are your 2 options. He's going for the second Phase 2 squad, I think. Nope, he's going for the Phase 1s. Okay. So yeah, he's moving to touch the Phase 1s and the objective. He's going to score it, so he does have to do that after the charge, just for timing purposes. It's important. Nerfley does get to cohere his guys first, which is important because he can cohere them in ways that make his opponent uncomfortable. Yeah, tuck your guys right next to the objective. That's the way to do it. Okay. I'd have him go on the far side, but yeah. I guess this forces the clones to wrap around the backside of his guys, though, in that case. He's leaving I guess, I think he's leaving a gap in case he wants to melee them. So that he's meleeing, like I said, 4 red, 2 blue, or 4 red, 3 black. No aims or anything. What is that? That's a Vader pool, yo. Let's not get too excited. Big money, big money, big money. Pretty average money. 5 saves. That's about what you expect in that scenario. Another red whiffed, but he got more black than expected. Took out 3 of them. Not enough to take them out entirely, though. The thing is, they cannot play the objective if they retreat. So he's put him in a situation where now he's got to make a decision about what he wants to do. And spending the action to move away from the IRG does give Nerfley another turn of shooting. It's good. I think based on what you guys said, I think I was wrong about. Oh, and here goes the sniper. So that's over. Unless Jason rolls like absolute garbage, he has to roll literally anything, and he'll take out the sniper. It does not matter whatsoever. Oh man, it's just so bad. Yep. Any paint. Yep, and more than enough. He's dead. Huntsman, he did take a wound from New Ways to motivate them. He healed that the wound that was on the IRG with the medic. It's used both of its charges now. So that's where that one wound over here came from. Oh, man. This is rough. I don't know. So this is so he's up here. Let's say Nerfley gets takes this with Vader and then moves in. Nerfley has not won yet. He takes that with Vader, which wastes a thing. Clone smashing it, yeah. I don't think any dice have been really crazy though in terms of the rolls this game. There's been some ups, but then they were immediately canceled out by some downs. Nerfley's playing a good game. I definitely would say. So is Jason for sure. Jason's been keeping him pretty heavily at bay. I'm pretty sure that's the one thing he didn't want to pull there was his commander. Giving out a name is really great here, but he's also just not doing anything. I really think that dodge trick should have gone to the commander, not one of his clones or not one of his core. Just feels like it's not as helpful. Because he's just doing nothing. He's just standing there. He should take a dodge just because, but man, there's nothing Nerfley can do on that flank there. Again, but there's nothing happening over here. So I mean, maybe that cancels itself out, and Nerfley's technically at a net win here because he spent the energy going over there, but he lost an activation to Jason. That's going to be big. Okay, so that guy's retreating. I think to no one's surprise. Which leaves the IRG incredibly exposed. Wait, you can straight up move under that thing? Oh, he's going to the edge of it, I guess. It's like, if you can move under that thing, that's insane. He's going as far as he can without clipping into it. Which is not happening. Oh, and I got another one of those big fellows ads. Woot. Listen, I'm happy that people are following my channel, but I am not doing this to become famous. I'm doing this because I enjoy Legion, and I want to bring some joy to everybody who watches it. And some good old-fashioned Skaven cunning. That's what I want. Okay, Nerfley pulls a core, which is good, because he needs aims right now. I would definitely go with a squad who hasn't aimed yet. Light him up. I don't think he can get the no cover shot. Well, maybe he can. Depending on the lineup, he might be able to get the... What is he doing? That is not at all what I would have expected from him. Okay. He is going to try to light somebody up. I think he's lighting up that orange squad. Yep. No cover. Yep. Really think he had the shot on those guys based on how they were lined up. Could have aim shot it, but whatever. Lower than average. Average saves in the clones. That said, they are phase 1s, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's a phase 1 squad, so that might actually result in some suppression, or some suppression play there. I think if he keeps delaying his guys, that could be problematic. He needs to start whipping those cores out. That's where most of his firepower is. Those arcs have done their job. so he's rolling suppression off those phase ones. He does. Just kind of puts a bit of a sting on Nerfley's play there. He's just going to probably shoot somebody. Yep, somebody's already gone. I would have actually probably gone for the squad that doesn't have the aim, but that's me. I guess he's trying to negate some of the offense on it. Oof! How many aims does he, or how many surges does he have to play with here? He's got enough, it looks like. Yeah, he's just going to burn a bunch of surges, which does really hurt his defense, though. Yeah, he's going to burn every surge he has, probably, to go on offense here. It's 5 surges, buddy. You gotta lose one more. Wait, why did Nerfley roll 5 saves? Oh, because it was light cover. Oh, whatever. I'm almost certain. I think that was one too few surges. I don't think he should have that last token because it was 1. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Why do they have... Yeah, I'm almost certain he should have lost that last surge. Yeah, okay. Alright, cool. Yeah, so it was they are out of surges. That said, I mean, he shredded that squad, so I think we're Nerfley. Both their defenses have been pretty meh. He's moving on up. All right. I mean, that's what you do here. I think at this point now, they don't have surge defense. You really got to just blast him away. I think he's got to go. He's going in deep, just all in with his attacks. Oh, okay. What is he doing? Oh, I think he's moving into that cover. If he's trying to set these out of cover shots, that's great and all, but is that better than... Yeah, I guess it is better than aiming and shooting in this case. Especially if he can pick off that unit leader. I don't think he's going for that. I will be right back. So everyone just observe without me for a moment. Hopefully you can see everything you need to see. To go take care of a small baby situation. And I'm back, and it looks like I missed next to nothing. Looks like they're just now taking that shot out of cover into 5s. So Echo Squad. So it's still a light cover shot. That said, Nerfley coming in with a pretty good 3 there. Clones roll losing 2. Still got 3 wounds on that squad, though. Echo is a 2-wound model. I'm glad I didn't miss any of the action. Rex is going to go... So that's his jetpack move. That's why he's not getting slowed down. He's going to go over there to provide his surge tokens and aims. Yeah, I think that's what... Oh, no, he's moving and shooting. Okay, so move, shoot. Providing his surge tokens and his aim to the good old boys of the clones. 3 saves. Wait a minute. Yeah, I guess it's no cover. I didn't see what Nerfley rolled, but I'm assuming he lost a dude. Yeah, he lost a dude. Took 2, I'm guessing. Alright, this is good. Oh, no, that's not good. That's his special forces that he no longer has any of. I mean, basically, I'd say he's going to have to draw into Vader at this point. Vader double moves, which is going to put him right in the firing line of that squad there, which is really bad for Nerfley. I mean, Vader's just going to have to tank it. Yeah, didn't just move again. He's just going to take it to the face. He's going to take a... yeah, he's thinking go over that thing. Yep. That's just a clipping error. I would not rule against Nerfley in that scenario. That's just the game being stupid. I think we can all agree that would be 100% a legal move if he could actually sit in that space. But because there's an invisible wall here. How does this work? Oh, I can't do a line. That's so dumb. Because there's that line there, he's going to have to put Vader in a not advantageous position. No, I can't. I don't want to say anything there. This is not a decision where I actually can comment on something like this. They need a judge call. They can message you. I mean, I am not going to compel. I'm not going to bring it up. I'm not going to bring up that should be a call. If Nerfley's going to move there, he's going to move there. Oh, he's saber throwing though. That's pretty dope. Not going to get it on the cover, but he might kill a guy. Might as well, right? He's there. And they're phase 1s, so we can hope for something. Oh, nice. A kill. It's about what I would hope for in that scenario. Oh, it's the Z6 over there is exposed. I was like, oh, I didn't take out the guy who's totally exposed. Oh, because it's a Z6. Okay. Special forces. Probably somebody else is going to contribute to the Vader attack. What about the attack on Vader? Yeah, that guy falls back and just pokes. Maybe? Or, no. So, okay, so here's what I think is that this guy's going to start strafing this way, shooting along the way, and he's going to go score the back objective now. He's got nothing else to worry about. He doesn't really need to do anything else. This is why arc snipers are so good. They can just, like I said before, they can just move around dealing damage while simultaneously going for objectives. Such beef. But it appears that may not be what he's doing. He may just be going for the Vader pokes. Or setting up the shot over here on those guys. One of the two. Yep. It's going to try to take out that RT-97C and completely reduce that Stormtrooper squad to uselessness. A solid play. Which then makes that Imperial Officer's activation completely worthless, as it often feels like it is. Yep, and he's gone. No compelling reason to force the shot there. Oh, could he only? I guess he could only have seen the leader. Maybe that was what that was. So it didn't matter either way. I don't think that was a huge point of it. Now, I'm going to say it. If it was me, I'd throw that Stormtrooper at the back objective now. He's got nothing else to live for here. Do it late, but do it eventually. That's the other one. Yeah, it's just him. I mean, well, but Nerfley can't even do that. He can't even expose the guy at this point because there's still a full squad back there waiting to rip him to shreds. Though, that said, they do need to rip that guy, those IRG to shreds too. He rolled off no suppression. Nerfley's just going to go hide him. Give himself a delaying activation if he needs it. I don't think we're at that point in this game, though, where a delaying activation is going to be of any help to him. He's not hiding Vader. He's not putting him in a spot where making him wait longer is going to be of any help. All right, so we've got, now we're going to start seeing the activation advantage that Jason's gotten start to really weigh down on Nerfley. He's going to be able to apply a lot of suppression, really just keep Nerfley on the back foot at this point. If he rolls off both of them. Yeah, this has not been Nerfley's game. His plans have not worked out favorably. It's going to take an aim shot, I'm assuming. Does have access to aims from other sources, including from his buddies. He's going to take it off of... If you pierce, that guy doesn't have a second aim. I'm assuming he spent it on the pierce. IRG take one wound, which means they've lost another dude. So now, I mean, if Nerfley weathers the next shot, it could be pretty big. I don't see it happening. It's also important to note those IRG have light cover. Wait. Oh, those guys have, oh my gosh, he's got 3 activations. Okay, they did not recover. So they're just gonna shoot Vader. Yep. I'm gonna ask real quick. Okay, so why is it still on the table? All right, so it looks like the back arc spent their aim on Pierce. He's shooting into Vader. Vader has no cover. Technically, that's heavy. I think that might be a judge call. So he's spending. Okay, so that's what happened. Okay, so. Got 1 crit. Man, I would actually ask if that's a heavy cover shot or not, because that is definitely cutting through terrain. So hard to tell sometimes what clones are doing. It's so much easier with everyone else because you can tell where the... Obviously, you can't share tokens. Clones do it all day long. Oh, they're spending another aim. Okay. Oof, Vader takes 2. Man, this is not going Nerfley's way. All of his gambits and stuff are just not working out. All right, let's see those IRG explode. That's it. They've only got the one aim, so who knows? Maybe he'll roll crazy. About what you expect. With the one conversion, probably at 5 down to 4 saves. Oh, 2 searches. Oh man, that would have been beautiful if he had survived, but no. Yeah, so Nerfley's definitely in a pickle here. Or wait, what's going on? Why are we re-rolling this? Did I miss something? It doesn't matter how much cover, how many suppression he has. It's still light cover. Oh, he doesn't have a surge token, so Nerfley rolled too many. Okay. Oh, okay. That IRG is still standing. Oh, I see. Didn't realize he still had a surge token, or didn't have any surge tokens. Neat. I mean, if it was, I don't know what to do here. Do you play a 1-pip and hope that you draw the IRG? And if you do, he's only got 1 special for. He's got to play 2-pip at this point. You got to play push. Or oh no, he doesn't have push. He has probably has Fear and Deadman. So yeah, I don't think he can play any card that doesn't give Vader an order. So I think he plays a 1-pip and hopes that he can pull the IRG right away and then hit the objective and charge. Just really slow down the opposition, because he could take out that other unit leader. That IRG could absolutely take out the other unit leader if he gets the pull. That should be great. It'd be all the wrong kinds of pressure here. Yep, implacable. Yep, they both saw that coming. All right, does the IRG die? Oh, Nerfley's in it with a chance to turn this match on its head. I wonder if he just goes. I think he might just go with Vader right away. Just trying to like take these guys down. Let the IRG, you know, be a bait. That's it. If he gets Vader out of the way, that arc unit over on the left isn't going to do anything useful. I guess you should get rid of that again. They're all measuring to see how far Vader can go. I don't think Vader can get the push attack off, though. I think he's going to be stuck with a saber throw. Give out those surges. I can almost guarantee the next card from Nerfley will be Master of Evil, though. That seems to be one of his consistent plays, is Implacable into a Master of Evil. So, yeah. So, wait, are you going to damage your own objective first? Because that's literally all he can do. He has to move. He is leaving his objective behind without ever actually scoring it. Which now makes me feel like that whole Vader play was a huge waste of time if he's not going to even score off it. That said, I mean, the arcs can just come follow up. He's just going to saber throw. It doesn't... I guess maybe you set up for your next attack, but, like... Meh. To me. If anything, I'd hope to try to take down maybe the arc squad here. Not the squad here. Take out the arcs. Or Rex. Don't waste your offense on things that you're just gonna murder anyway. Rex, yep. That seems like a play. So he got the choke and everything else. He's got ways to kill people now. I don't think he pushes him here. I think he chokes him. Just one wound on Rex. And Vader gonna choke somebody. Wait, what? Why is... Oh, he's pushing him. Okay, so he is gonna bubble wrap Vader. in dudes. Still feel like he might have wanted to choke somebody there. Vader doesn't see next turn. Well, we'll see about that. Nerfley's good about keeping him alive. My daughter sounds very unhappy. I'm wondering why my girlfriend isn't helping. I'll have to go out there and take her, bring her in here. Takes a wound, goes into the stack. Didn't choke. Kept push. I do not know what he's doing here. Guess yeah. Maybe he feels like he doesn't need it right now. He's just gonna murder those guys anyway. Yep, kill the IRG. 100%. Echo can do it consistently with what he's got right now in his pool. Nerfley will be down another activation. He's gone. Spend the yep, spend the M. Well, at least it forced him to do it. I will be back. My daughter does not sound happy. It's okay. You can spend some time with Dad. It's baby time. Yeah. Oh, you're so mad. You're so mad. Hi, honey. It's okay. It's okay. Shh. There we go. Yeah. I'm sure you guys don't want to hear the baby crying, so I'm going to mute this for a little. We're back, guys. Looks like she's calmed down. Oh, is Vader going again already? Wow. All right, yeah. So he's chasing down the clones and ran away from him, it looks like. This is why I don't know why he recovered push. He doesn't really need, I guess maybe he'll need it later, but. That's why so perfect draw, you're saying. That's exactly why he has the, whatchamacallit in the list. That's why he has the second commander in the list, so that he has double the chances. So here, I think he's going to leave one guy alive, yep, and he chokes out the arc and then recovers choke. Yeah, choke out the arc and then recover choke. That's what he does here. 100%. Watch. That arc goes away. There's no reason not to do it. Because the reason he has this guy here is he can just choke him next turn if he does this. Choke the arc. Choke the arc. You don't have any force powers that need recovering right now. Choke the arc. Choke the arc. If I sound like I'm making weird things, it's because of the baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Choke. Oh, wait. Maybe he chokes the guy over there. Excuse me. Maybe he chokes the yellow guys. Oh, and he's pushing the yellow guys. Ooh, okay. Oh, yeah, he's pushing them out of position. Okay. I still think he should choke the arc. Maybe he still does. Maybe he pushes those guys and then chokes the arc. Choke the arc. Choke the arc. Choke the arc. Oh, no, okay, so he chokes. Okay, so he pushes the squad, then he chokes out the heavy. I guess that's good, too. That's fine. I understand why he did what he did. How many wins on Vader? 3? Yeah, 3 wins on Vader right now. So he's definitely got his setup for his Master of Evil next turn to be big. Maybe, I mean, Vader did get there, so maybe it's only turn 3. Nerfley's got Vader in. There's a lot of dead clones now, so I might have been wrong about this whole thing. Maybe the Trixie scheme wasn't quite as good as I thought it was. Maybe he just needed to bring volume of fire. I mean, it seems to be working for him. You know, Jason's clump is looking very thin right now. He's lost 5s. He's got Echo down pretty low. Those are mostly just 1- and 2-man squads now. I don't think he's got a squad that's bigger than 3 guys at this point on the field. That said, that might be a bad thing for Vader, though. Because at this point, Vader's got Pierce 3. He's only got 1 target left that's actually going to be... Or 2 targets left that can actually take Pierce 3 and, you know, basically eat it. I mean, the arcs can too, but... it's just the way it goes. I do appreciate y'all saying thanks for grabbing the baby midstream. You know, I do love my daughter Morgana very much, and I, you know, do get kind of annoyed when my girlfriend just decides to let her cry it out. So I figured we could bring the baby in here and she'd have a good time. Though that does mean I don't get to play Star Wars Squadrons after this. Oh man. I mean, don't grab the wrong guy there. Come on, guy. Come on, guy. What is going on here? What is happening? Thank you, Paul H., for subscribing to our YouTube. Kids over commentary. Yeah. Oh, Dylan's watching too. Good. My daughter's future husband is apparently watching. Although now there's competition. Since there's another baby boy that I hear is on the way from somebody. So, Dylan might have some competition for my daughter's heart. Or at the very least, my daughter's Legion heart. Yeah. Are you happy now? Are you having fun now that you're not laying in your crib with nothing to do? Yeah, you were so not ready for bed. Yes, you were. Alright, so move up, play the objective. Makes sense. Alright, now that guy's got to start doing something. He needs to start being a playmaker at this point. Even if he comes out and tosses out an aim and maybe shoots, because again, Sharpshooter 1, he can at least force a save. Ah, he knows. Ah, my daughter's second husband's father knows who I'm referring to. If he can just force saves at this point, it's still good. I just don't see Strict being that valuable. I don't know if preserving it is actually worth his time right now. Because he's going to Master of Evil next turn. That's basically the last turn he's going to get Strict Orders off. I think at this point you just go in with the guy and have him help. This was the mistake Nerfley made in the last game that he played that I watched. Is he kept the officer just chilling in the back, not doing anything. Just handing out the aim and not getting his double value. I think he needs to bring him out, toss out an aim, and the next turn start tossing out aims and shooting. That's what I'm feeling right now. Just keep at least just a little bit of extra pressure, just a tiny bit more pressure on the objective. He might die, but at this point, it's not going to come down to points destroyed, I don't think. I think it's going to very much come down to objective play. The other thing, too, Nerf has got to be aware of, though, is that those arcs on the other side are going to try to... well, they got to spend 3 turns to descore that zone, so maybe they don't even come back. Maybe they're just dead. but Nerfley's up 1 point there. I don't know. This could be crazy. There's a lot that could happen here. I can't even math that out. So, all right. So let's say the Arcs spend the rest of the game playing the objective here. So they score. They got to do 1, 2, 3. So they're done for the rest of the game. It's this turn, next turn, the turn after that. So that's 2 points in Jason's favor. It's 0 points over here. 1 point in Nerfley's favor here. So all Nerfley has to do is be ahead on that objective by 1 point at the end to tie the game. If he can hold that objective with Vader, take everyone off it, and actually win that objective, he wins the game. I think that's what he needs to do. I think he just has to push everything he's got, basically, into that objective. If he does nothing else, he doesn't stand much of a chance. Rex, that was probably not the ideal pull there. I mean, Rex is going to give out aims, but that's about it. I don't think he's got much. Maybe he'll fly up and try to contribute. I think that's actually what he needs to. Oh, he's going to melee Vader. That would be a bold move, and I'm all for it. That won't hold Vader down at all. Well, no, it would, because Vader doesn't have access to push and choke, so he'd have to fight Rex. But if he just chokes out the other guy and kills Rex with his lightsaber, then moves. Oh no, Rex is bypassing him. Rex is going for the objective in the back. That is a very strong move. Vader will catch him, no problem. Vader just, again, pushes that guy off and double moves and beats Rex to death. But it does pull Vader away from the rest of his army. So that, again, becomes now Vader's not necessarily as big in the main fight. But Nerfley has no choice. He has to divert resources away from that fight. He doesn't have any other options. Otherwise, he's got to throw somebody at the corner objectives, which he can't do. Yeah, maybe he can. I mean, he's got dudes who can do things. And we're actually going to see that damage on Echo pay off. I think that's who you take down right now. I think you need to take down Echo. Screw those guys. Those guys aren't important right now. Take down Echo. He's giving out all the surges. Get rid of that phase 2. Get rid of 2 surges a turn. You've gotten rid of the coordinate. Or you get rid of an arc team. I don't think the arcs have gone yet, so maybe you take out that black arc team and just murder them. Do split firing? I wouldn't do that. I'd just murk that arc team. You got an aim and a bunch of firepower. I would murk the heck out of that arc team. Get rid of them. They're a problem for you. They're efficient. You're not. Yeah. What is he doing? Oh, because he's moving out of difficult terrain. He's got to go speed 1. That's still fine. Murk the arc team. Mulch 'em. Mulch 'em. I mean, you don't want to kill the extra. You do want to kill the extra dude. There's no doubt about that, but I don't know if you necessarily. Man, do you split fire here? Like, what do you do? I almost feel like I do. I think I would throw like the RT-97C into the guy in the corner and the rest into the arcs. I don't know, but you do really gotta nuke that guy, so maybe you just nuke him. I don't know, my dudes. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do here. It's a tricky situation. These guys also can't shoot at the guy under the cockpit, so maybe he does go with them. But those guys can too, so it's a very tricky situation, for sure. He's going to have to deal with those arcs eventually, though. Can't ignore them forever. Also, 5s is super exposed. 5s, not 5s, Echo is super exposed. He's got no suppression on him. If Nerfley takes him out right now, that's all the surges. All the surges are gone. They're all stacked up on him right now. If he takes him out, he doesn't roll well. Doesn't roll those surges. That's just wasted tokens. Oh, but he's already gone. It's such a tricky proposition. Rex thinks he's on free, then Vader's might comes. Yeah, you're right. Vader's might would be really strong here. Looks like Nerfley is going to dump all the firepower into that dude. Just get rid of him. You got 2 hits, so a little bit lower than you'd expect on that. Oh, it's DLT, never mind. He got nothing. 2 hits. Very, very a non-optimal outcome there. You'd at least expect to force a save, if not more. I think you have to go with the guy who's been suppressed at this point. And then, now, this is the opportunity he needs to go after to go after Echo. Nope, doesn't clear. So he's not scoring the objective this turn. He's just going to move up, I'm sure. That's where Nerfley snipers would have come in handy. Or does he run away? Okay, you cannot just go under that thing. What? No! You can't just go under that thing. What the heck? At the very least, that should be difficult. You know what? I'm not gonna say anything. I got nothing. I can't comment. Why? It's shorter than you are. You'd be ducking down. That should slow you down. That should be difficult in my mind. I'm sorry. I'm gonna call shenanigans on that. I don't think that's the way you should be able to play that. Ooh, Echo is just out of range. Aim, shoot. He can't see him. Bases only count. The height of your model matters. If it matters for going over stuff, it should matter for going under it. Oh, no. Go to show. I'm not used to playing with things that overhang, except for things that block an ATST. That is so silly. I 100% do not approve of that. I don't like that at all. But yeah, I think we're going to see a turn next going to be another get play 1 pips. Vader's Might versus okay. Oh, that's so dumb. All right, well, you're telling me. That's ridiculous to me. I'm still gonna find out. So now that you're in here, Endless, can you tell me if this thing blocks line of sight for purposes of shooting? If the big old thing there blocks line of sight for, like, if you were shooting across it, does it matter? I think you can see where I'm trying to show. Nerfley spending all of his aims on a crit, I guess. Oh, okay. He got a whole lot of nothing, it looks like. What was he even shooting? I don't know what happened there. So confused. I guess those guys went at some point and I wasn't paying attention. Oh, man. Yep, the Arcs are probably going to go for the back objective now. Everybody's got 1 squad that can stop them at this point, I think. Oh, maybe 2. Depends on how aggressive he gets with his yellow squad. That shuttle is pointless then. Why is it even there? If it doesn't block anything, then why is it there? What does it do? It's pointless. Just eliminate it from the table. If it doesn't block movement, it doesn't block line of sight. Why the heck is it there? Oh, I would be so confused if I was playing on this map. Like my dudes. Ooh, that's rough. So, 1 save? Or no, yeah, 1 save. And Nerfley blanked. And my daughter just threw up on me. Did that make you feel good? You feel better? Let's spit up? Were you done digesting that and you didn't want to get it out the other way? Gross. Gross. It's not heavy cover if you're touching it. Even though you're staring directly at this thing, like into it, and you can still see their feet apparently. Just saying. It's weird to me. I don't like it. Alrighty. Let's not be able to wipe it off. What's this? We'll let it work. Sorry, wiping up some spit up here, guys. Yeah. I need to change your shirt after this. It's fine though. I'll feed you. Oh wow, it's already 9:30. Oh my goodness, we've been live for almost 2 hours and 15 minutes. That is crazy. Whew. What's the time limit on these games? Oh, is that guy gonna go score the objective? He's gonna die to the snipers, though. Like, go that way. Don't risk your life. Don't. Those arcs can still shoot you. No, my dude. Well, I guess if they move away, they can't score as well, so that's probably fine. I would play it super safe here and actually just go behind this wall. Oh, but then I guess he risks then getting shot by different arcs, so maybe he just, I don't know what he's doing. My dude, yeah, there you go, my dude. No. If you're gonna go, go. Don't back out like that, man. Oh my man. Now the arcs don't even have to worry about you. You had to make them make a difficult choice. That was the point. You made them either come shoot you and sacrifice a point of scoring, or run away. Now they can just ignore you. Oof, I did not like that move. Not one bit. Yeah, I know there's arcs in the back. 3-hour time limit, okay. Is it from setup or is it from the dropping of the first command cards? If it's from the dropping of the first command cards, we could probably have about an hour left still. They do need to get to turn 6 though, like, and I'll say that in the sense of that, in particular, Vader is very much a turn 6 piece. So if they don't get to turn 6, it kind of defeats the purpose. Getting that heavy cover shot because they got suppression. Yep, there's no doubt in that. Oh look, there's that crit. I feel like it wouldn't be nearly as egregious if they didn't have critical one. Okay, so if it is from first drop, then yes, it's probably about an hour left. There probably is a timer somewhere. Oh, I guess they have an hour 40. Dear Lord. Must have been... Oh, they did take a long time to set up, so... Those dudes move, score. Nothing crazy. Oh, my dudes. My dudes. I'm sorry. I just really don't like this shuttle. I'm gonna keep saying it. Because I was sitting here thinking, like, okay, like, you could slip past, but if you can just see feet underneath it, like, if you're over here, it's kind of pointless. Because based on the silhouette heights, most of the things shouldn't be able to see under it. Unless they're, like, far back, and that matters. Most of his army was, like, right here, so they wouldn't be able to see feet as effectively. Just my thoughts. Don't spend that service, there's no reason to. Hey, keep in mind, they can't panic. Vader says no. Yeah, you see all these activations he's taken. I mean, this is the problem, though. And it does look like Nerfley's lost a lot of, or done a lot of damage, but Nerfley's taken a lot of damage in return. Vader's might against Call Me Captain. Yep. I think nobody was surprised by that. Nerfley rolls the block dice. If he gets it, he's definitely got a good advantage here, but I don't know how that's going to turn out. Nope. I'm pretty sure Rex gets away now. And Vader feels like a sad boy. So now the question is, I'm assuming he moves and he goes and he whacks the objective, right? Nerfley can just push this guy off and immediately go move, throw Rex into him and murk him. Right? And realistically, he could actually wait on Vader doing that to be effective. Of course, Rex is going to take the maximum distance. But again, that still forces Vader to walk away. So the question is now, does Vader just let that happen? Yeah, he's still going to catch you. I don't think there's much avoiding that. Do you just accept so? Oh, okay, so your plan is choke, not push. That's important. So he chokes out that guy. Moves away. But why do it? Oh, I guess if you do it now, you deny him the activation. Right, so you move. Do you go after Rex or do you go in? I really think we'd see Vader's might, but because of that Rex play, he basically had to go in for it. So let's check that. Range is good. Barely, but he got him. Yoinks him back. Yep. very important thing is to roll that wound. I'd actually... Yeah, he's got to basically be right there. Yep. Really funny if Rex takes a wound here. Nope. Now Vader moves in, brings the beat down on him. Yep. I mean, Rex has played all his command cards. Eliminating him now really doesn't have a huge bearing on the game. Especially because he succeeded in his little trick of getting away. And Vader rolled 2 damage, guys. This is why Vader needs Surge. He didn't even roll his full Pierce right here. Like, that's how disappointing it can be to play Vader sometimes. That was just that's what you see. That's why his offense actually is really lackluster compared to where it should be. No amount of points cuts is going to fix that. Like, he does not feel intimidating as a Lord of the Sith in terms of his offense when you roll like that. It's like, oh, hey, I did 2 wounds. I didn't even get full Pierce on me. I think he's just rolling dice into that squad. Definitely not a situation Nerfley wants to be in right now. He's got 6 activations on the board. And most of them have been pretty heavily wounded. Vader's going to spend a lot of time. Yeah, those arcs are going to go take that back objective now. And it's going to be very difficult for Nerfley to come back. Because he's not scoring. He doesn't have any a lot of pressure on this objective. He needs to take out Echo. Like, now. I would just aim, shoot Echo. Throw all your dice into the guy who keeps generating a ton of surges. Oh, they can get there. No question about that. You need to win the middle. You can't just worry about the back squads right now. Because you are currently losing on... You're currently nothing here, and he's up on 2 objectives, as far as I see. You got to make some big plays here to change that up. He doesn't have the highest offense saber, though. He doesn't roll that consistently. I've done the math. Like, if you do the math on Vader's offense, it's actually not that good. It's pretty garbage. Forcing 2 saves. That's a good shot. No, yeah, Maul is an absolute, and he blocks both. That's gotta feel so bad. No, Maul definitely can. Luke is higher than Vader, like because Son of Skywalker, Implacable half the time doesn't even count doesn't end up with a double attack. Son of Skywalker always leads to a double attack, basically. So I would almost argue that he's not even close to a lot of characters with sabers. His saber is not as good as it looks at first blush. Yeah, I think this is really rough. Yeah, Maul also has the ability to access Jedi Hunter and get free aims and other free tokens. Vader doesn't get free aims from anything. I'm curious what you mean by 36, 36, and 35. Because both Maul and Luke are likely to do more turns of saber attacking than Vader is. Like, I think this was actually really, really early for Vader to get in. And that was just because of the way that Nerfley was able to grab some guys. Turn 3 is not... I don't see Vader attacking often by turn 3. Maybe some saber throws, but, like, this is... Yeah. That was pretty terrible, but it's still a piercing shot, if I remember correctly. So. Still probably not very... Oh, no, because he doesn't have... He has cover, so I guess it wouldn't do anything. He's going to have to reroll if he wants to do anything. Oh no, it's an Arc Squad. What am I talking about? I thought that was 5s. Or Echo. Isboticus, yeah. Explain to me what you mean by 36, 36, 35, if you would. That would be super helpful. I wonder what they're talking about here. Raindrops keep falling on my head. Yeah, both Luke and Maul can take O-Push. Vader can't. Vader has Vader has no access to aims. He can't help his dice at all, and he doesn't have surges. So every one of his dice is basically stuck on a 6 out of 8 chance of actually dealing any damage. Everybody else has ways to modify their dice effectively. Palpatine, Obi-Wan, everybody has ways to do it. Vader has no way to modify his dice. That's part of his problem. It's one of his biggest issues in my mind. I think that's honestly what's going to keep keeping him from greatness. If they wanted to fix him, they should just give him surge to hit. They could have kept his points where they were, and probably if they gave him surge to hit, he would have actually been scary. Or surge to crit. Okay, so you're saying okay? So that's okay. So you're doing okay. I see what you're doing for 36. Okay. Again, that math is kind of it's not intuitive in terms of how the game actually plays. You're more likely to get more turns with both Maul and Luke doing lightsaber attacks. Maul gets tenacity, and usually if he's going up against another saber user, he'll get Jedi Hunter. So you're looking at him having surges, which is going to put him up again. Maul also has access to surge tokens, which is pretty huge, because if you're running droids with his dark droids on any turn where he's not issuing himself an order, he can get surges that way too. There's just more ways. Vader cannot get surges either, like because you're not a lot of people aren't playing his 3-pit. It's so hard to get stuff. Yeah, okay, so you're talking about single saber swing. But again, everybody else has access to things like aims on those single saber swings. Vader doesn't. So that 36 is his flat line, which can never be changed. Everybody else can change their dice consistently. That's the problem. It just feels real bad. He doesn't feel as scary as he should, basically. And I'll be the first to say, it frustrates me. Not just on Nerfley's behalf, but just in general, because it feels very disappointing that such an iconic and powerful character doesn't feel powerful. He feels very weak in a lot of games. You can be absolutely screwed by deployments, maps and stuff. Deployments, maps, certain matchups are very unfavorable to him. There's very few situations now, especially with suppression becoming less and less important to most armies. I mean, think about this. It's like Master of Evil here would be devastating against a lot of armies, but clones don't care. Droids don't care. Rebels kind of care. Like the GCW armies just, they care more about suppression. The two new ones don't care about suppression, and now in a lot of cases, I talk a lot about how CIS doesn't care about Pierce. GAR half the time doesn't care about Pierce, because the easiest way to take Pierce is to take snipers. And if you're playing GAR, you take arcs and you just wipe out their snipers before they're relevant. So it really doesn't help at all. So, yeah. I'm really hoping that the GCW factions get some additional love in terms of new units that make them more viable against the new armies, because the new armies are very, very hard to beat as the game stands right now. If you're playing a GCW army, it feels like, I know for a lot, and this is not just me saying, I've heard a lot of people say, it feels like you're coming in at a disadvantage when you're playing a GCW army against a clone or a CIS army. A lot of the stuff you have to work for, they just take for granted. Yep, pump those arcs full of shells. You gotta do it. They don't have access to surges, at least. Now, you tell me he can see his feet, right? This is where I want to talk about them feats. He's saying you can see his feet if he puts a guy over here. So, maybe he can kill them both. Alright, let's see some damage. I mean, if he can kill that squad, that would be basically, I wouldn't say game-changing, but it would definitely put him back in the swing of things. And he got absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. Not even close to average on that shot. Just bad. Just bad offense. There's a 2 points cut. His second release was nice, but like only one of his 3 command cards I think is consistently seeing play right now anyway. A new Vader commander is probably what we need right now. A Vader, I would like to see Vader be released. I would like to see a lot of the original units re-released. I'd like to see Veers with access to a training slot so he can take offensive push and finally get value out of recovering himself off Imperial Discipline. I'd like to see a brand new Vader with more commands that are more, again, army-centric and not so selfish. Surge to hit and just stuff that makes him feel terrifying. Maybe even MOTF2 is hard to judge on him because it's like, oh, it's Palpatine gets MOTF2 and he's like one of the strongest Force users. But, I mean, Vader's not weak by any stretch. So I could see maybe an MOTF2 Vader at, like, the height of his power. I don't know. It's just, it's one of those things, again, where, well, now he's exposing this guy to go try to score. Now the snipers just wound him and pick him off, I think. He's got to take the risk, but he's got to do it. It's just, yeah. I would like to see them re-release. Maybe with us moving to AMG, we'll see that more. We might see them create their own kind of style of characters. Vader is a control piece more than many Force users. Yes, I would say. I don't know. Control piece is such a strange word to say. Because, like, I actually think, depending on how you phrase it, Obi-Wan is a control piece. Because Obi-Wan dictates a lot where your opponent's wounds are going to go. Especially, like, a barrier reflex as Obi-Wan really can negate a lot of the damage your opponent wants to throw at you. So he controls what your opponent does. I mean, Maul exerts an insane amount of pressure. Compared to most other Force users. And that's the thing, too. Vader's zone of pressure is significantly smaller than any other Force users. Because Saber Throw is not an effective ranged attack unless you catch somebody out of cover. Echo just picked off somebody. Nope. No, he didn't. His range, his effective range is basically 2 moves and a push. And that's not even that. Even Palpatine's is longer than that. It's just he needs something. I could see Commander Vader with Spur. Not that it would matter to him, but like, I don't know. You gotta give him something to make him faster. Because right now he just struggles to exert pressure. Like everybody else, I guess the way I want to phrase it, everyone else exerts pressure. Like so let's say that's a Luke right there, right? He doesn't just exert pressure at range 2. He exerts pressure at range 4 because I know if he double moves and then immediately plays a 1-pip, he can double move again and go smack something at almost range 4. Vader can't do that. Vader is so limited in his movements that he only exerts pressure once he arrives. Never on earlier turns. And it's just, that's part of the problem. Like, the iconic scene of Vader is him, like, walking really slowly, chasing you and everything else. And, like, we're far enough along. Just like he's this slow lumbering character that like exerts this fear of like if he gets to you he's gonna murder you. He doesn't do that in this game. He doesn't exert that feeling. He doesn't. I mean, we just saw he caught Rex, pulled him back, and then didn't do anything to him. He doesn't murder as effectively as he should. He doesn't exert pressure like he should. Maybe if Master of Evil was range 3 instead of range 2, that might also help. I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas. I really want Vader to be good. I want a reason to put my Celebration Vader on the table. I've got reasons to put my Celebration Obi on the table. I don't even play Gar, but if I ever do, I'll be like, I want to put my Celebration Obi on the table because I like Obi lists. You know, I got my Luke's. I could throw him on the table, but I like never have a desire to put my Celebration Vader on the table because it's just like, oh, he's just gonna die. Like, he just doesn't feel good compared to the other two. Sacrifice so much to put him in a list, and I guess you kind of said this. Endless is like the style of army you want to take in Vader's other 3 armies do it better. You sacrifice so much to take Vader in an Imperial army. You don't sacrifice much to take Obi. Make Implacable a permanent effect. Oh my god, that would be insanely cool. That would actually be really, really strong, and I'd actually be on board for that. Make it so he keeps it every turn and can take a wound to get a second acti with half efficiency. Oh my god, that'd be so... That would actually be violently cool. Somebody play a game with it like that. Tell me how it goes. Because that sounds really cool. Hey. You hear Daddy yelling? I guess I'm kind of being loud. She's so confused right now. She's like, why is Daddy being all weird? Yeah. Oof. Don't fall. Please don't fall. Here we have commentary from our baby streamer. Fear and Dead Men into push. Don't think anyone's surprised by that. Nerfley gets the initiative, so Vader will probably murder Rex at this point. He took by push. Good choice. I'll check. So he's got 3. So all Vader has to do at this point is roll normal paint. Just roll 3 paint and Rex is gone. Right? Interesting that he didn't give an order to Rex. Nerfley's going to score his own objective before his guy gets murked, which is totally the right thing to do here. Thing is, if Rex goes first, Vader immediately gets a dodge, so I guess he might want to wait on that. Told you that Stormtrooper coming back was the way to go. Wouldn't you agree, dear? You hear that? She said, uh-huh. She agrees. Dad occasionally knows what he's talking about. Special forces are going to move and start scoring that objective. I don't even think they shoot. At this point, it's all points. It's all points. I wonder if he's got quite the hill to climb right now. I don't think a turn 6 Master of Evil is going to do it for him. Yeah, he's keeping his guys back if he can. He can 100% make that move. By saying that's taller than them, so they can't go through it. Arguably, if that base passes anywhere through it, it can't be done. Nerfley getting technical on the set here. There we go. Yep, moving him up there. Don't really matter where you put that guy. That's too far, buddy. There you go. Yep, Isbonicus keeps bringing up the exact same thing that I said. Arcs being able to move and shoot has just been really... Basically, what's one of the big things that's helped Jason win this game is that they've been able to just be wherever they need to be consistently. And they'll kill a guy. Oh no, they're re-rolling. Interesting. Interesting. Nerfley's got 3 saves to make. Killed more guys than if he had just done that. She has better jokes than me. You're right, because I'm not making any jokes. I think I've made 0 puns or anything this game. Yeah? I'm not interested in that stuff. Ooh, wait, did he lose his... Oh, he lost his RT97C. That might be... Oh, man. Things are just not working out for Nerfley. Yeah, I can't disagree. Like I said, I think he put way too much fire into Echo to then give up on him. And this is something that I see a lot of players do, and I want to talk a little about this, is you invest in it, like people do this a lot with heavies. They invest a ton of early game firepower into the heavy. It doesn't pan out. So they give up on the heavy in like the mid game. Which means all that effort they put into it at the beginning is completely useless. It's wasted. You didn't do anything. If you're going to commit to something, you got to commit. If you're going to wipe Echo off the board, wipe Echo off the board. If you're not going to wipe Echo off the board, commit to something else. Especially with clones, because if they're left with a bunch of unit leaders... Hey. If they're left with a bunch of unit leaders, it doesn't feel bad for them, necessarily. It's just... I'm pretty sure Did Vader just murk the... Murk Rex? Or is Rex running away from Vader? Is he pushing Rex? I think he's pushing Rex. Yeah, I think Vader's going. I think he's pushing Rex, and I think he's moving. He's going to move along with him, basically. Which is interesting. I would have expected Nerfley to hit Rex, move away, and then push those guys into over here or something. I don't know. I don't think I expected that. So again, he's gotta land 3. I can't even say paint because surges don't help. There we go. Rex is dead. Rex is gone. So we're looking at Assault versus Master of Evil next turn. Now he can move again. Doesn't have push though right now. So does Nerfley put him behind the wall, or does he keep pushing forward? He can't do much else, so I think, yeah, he just pushes him forward. Let Vader take as much heat as he can. Set up for that big old Master of Evil next turn. It's big. I mean, it's not going to cause a panic, though, because he's just going to promote Echo or any of the arcs, or Phase 2s. Anyone literally can be the commander at this point and give him the courage he needs. Dragged Rex by his ears, basically. Nerfley's got this full squad of Stormtroopers up here that haven't used their dodging upgrade once. Really feel like it would have paid off if this guy had had it, because he could have saved a few more dudes from shots, because they don't have any high velocity attacks. Again, I get what he was doing with it, but it just wasn't valuable. Okay, can we get rid of these guys' attack? Yeah, let's get rid of that guy's. You're very loud. So for context, she's got both fists stuffed fully in her mouth, and she is just she's yammering away at me. Just trying to take out that Stormtrooper in case they go for a tie. Not even gonna wait. Move shoot, probably. He hasn't actually Oh no, he's wounding. So that is currently full up now. He doesn't have to do anything. He broke it and moved, so he's got it on turn 6. He can try to take out that storm. I thought it was going to take him all his turns. Wait, how does that thing have 4 wounds? That's weird. I could have sworn it would have taken his arch all 3 turns. Maybe I misjudged it. Must have. So he's forcing 3 saves on, or 2 saves, I'm sorry, on Echo. Doesn't feel good right now, because he's got 2 wounds. So he takes, oh no, he already wounded him, so he took him off the board. Okay, that does feel good then. I didn't see Echo had a wound. Yeah. Nerfley tried desperately to catch up on activations. Whether or not it's going to matter. At this point, I don't see him how he's going to catch up on the score. Unless he's planning on moving his officer over there. Yeah, that one's already got full tokens. So he's got... So right now, at this very moment, Nerfley is up by 1, yes? Because he's scoring 2 here, 2 here. Nerfley's scoring 1 here, 0 here. So Nerfley's down by 3 right now. He's got to come back hugely. He's going to turn this entire wound set over to win in 1 turn. I just don't see it happening. I don't know what he's thinking. I'm not going to table him. I'm going to turn down the mic a little bit here. If it gets too quiet, let me know. You are very loud. Bathroom break, okay. Or maybe I missed that. From earlier. This is on the chat up. I don't see a path to victory here for Nerfley. Basically, he's down by 3 points right now. Jason went with 2 arc squads and nothing else on the board. Probably. And again, it all comes out of those arcs being able to move, shoot every turn. And being able to go for objectives while simultaneously not worrying about losing action economy. Oh no, the officer took some damage. At least he's putting the officer into play here. This looks like it's full core now, or it's, yeah, it's still full. Full orange squad. Yeah, so go for the full orange guys. Oh man, what does he do? Taking those guys off the board. Interesting choice. I would say Nerfley's offense has felt a little lackluster this game. Not just with Vader, but with a lot of his shots. Has really just kind of felt meh. A lot of shots that felt like they should have done, 3 or 4 or 5 damage, did like 2. Well, he did kill a guy? Didn't kill a guy. Didn't kill a guy. That's what I thought. That's a full squad there. Did aim shot, did nothing in damage. It's very, very disappointing, very lackluster offense by Nerfley, I think, for most of this game. Do you disagree? What do you think? Do you think that he's had good dice? You tell me. I do think Nerfley losing the roll-off and during the Vader's Might turn was pretty huge, though. Or not, during... It was the Vader's Might turn was huge. Basically having to chase Rex was not a good result for him. Can you chill out? She's trying to wiggle out of my arms. Usually that means she wants to stand and look at me. You're starting to get tired. You did put a lot of energy into screaming at the mic. What is Chef's Kiss? Is it the Stormtroopers, are you saying? Or Chef's Kiss? Stormy's still bad. Storm's DLTs are still bad. I mean, they do feel lackluster compared to Phase 2s and... I mean, yeah, it's so annoying when you look at, like, Phase 1s and just like, oh yeah, they're just so much more, they're much more efficient. Like, precise is a good keyword, don't get me wrong. But just having black dice, it feels much better. Because then you don't have to aim, you can feel better about move shooting. And again, once the Storms lose their heavy, they're not very helpful to the game plan. But in the case of clones, when they're reduced to just their unit leaders, they're super efficient because they can just give out tokens. B1s, you just don't care if they die. It's the most talkative. Dad, stop talking. Nails are like little scalpels. This hurts. Well, you want to talk about shores and everything else. Again, we're going back to Vader here. The problem is that Vader doesn't do well with shores. Even up shores don't synergize well with Vader because you can't get aggressive tactics. So he doesn't play well with shores, which means he doesn't play well with. I guess part of the thing is again. Oh, stop for a minute. You're so loud, talking over me. So rude. You look at Vader and his kit, and you look at like everything that basically comes. It feels like after like the first year of the game, doesn't play well with Vader. You don't see people running a lot of Vader, Death Troopers. You don't see people running Vader ISF. You don't see people running. You actually see the occasional Commander character mixed in with Vader, but you don't see Vader really included with shores. You don't see Vader included with. I mean, I do see him. Wow, actually kind of weird. The Empire doesn't feel like it's gotten a lot. I mean, Vader dues is a thing people have talked about, but you don't see it a whole lot, unfortunately. You don't see Vader mixed in with I'm assuming he mastered evil. No, this is the end of the turn. You just don't see Vader mixed in with much of anything. Besides, like, year one... like, look at Nerfley's list. There's nothing here from, like, except for some upgrades that are post-year one. There's nothing. Not a thing. Except for the what do you call it? The program. Or the, scanner. And the RT-97Cs. That's it. It's the only non, year one stuff. Everything else in this list is year one because Vader hasn't really gotten any buffs. Ow! Past year one. Or, had anything that works with him post year one. So maybe that's what he needs. Maybe he needs an Inquisitor squad. Or maybe he needs Purge Troopers. Something that synergizes with him. But right now, he doesn't have anything that plays well, it feels like, with him. Or that anything new that you go, wow, I'd love to play this with Vader. It just doesn't exist. I would love to see Purge Troopers. I'd actually really like to see Purge Troopers play like Echo and Gideon and them, where they can be put into any squad as a heavy or a personnel. I don't know which, and they give Jedi Hunter plus their unique weapon. That'd be so cool. You just take the blaster one. The one that has the blaster, and just throw them into a storm squad. Something they get Jedi Hunter and maybe a courage buff. I don't know what they would get, and then he contributes his own special rifle. He needs another force power that's good enough to compete the 3 that he staples to him right now. I wish he didn't have to staple Saber Throw to him. That's part of the... Again, if he had Saber Throw as that's part of the reason why Force Lightning, or whatever it's called, Force Crush or whatever, on him is so good, is because it gets rid of Saber Throw. It opens up one of his slots. That's, again, part of his problem is that he's the only character who Saber Throw is stapled to. People were talking about stapling Obi-Wan, Saber Throw to Obi-Wan, but then it never really happened. Vader's the only character who has to take a force power, a very specific force power, to be effective, and it's not even that good. If you throw it into heavy cover, you're maybe going to deal 1 wound. Maybe. And you're doing it just so you don't feel bad about not being able to use your relentless attack. Now, if Saber Throw had... Yeah, Stu doesn't need it because of lightning, Maul doesn't need it because of bubble, yeah. Now, if Saber Throw had Blast, that would be a totally different story. If he could throw his 3 red and not have to worry about cover, suddenly he's strong again. He's got options. Maybe not obscenely strong, but definitely strong. At least it gives him an attack on the approach that doesn't feel bad. I don't think that would really be too strong on any other... is there any other Saber user you can think of who you'd be like, wow, if he had Blast on his Saber Throw, he'd be insane right now? Is there any other Saber user where you'd be like, that's... It might break Maul. It might. What's he throwing? He's throwing, what, 4 red? He's throwing 1 more red than Vader, but, yeah, but less Pierce. It's Pierce 2. So it's basically the same attack. Although in many cases though, Vader's extra Pierce is actually kind of wasted. Pierce 3 is almost overkill on everything. So maybe the Pierce 2 is fine because you're going to be mostly rolling red dice against it and you're going to get 50-50 shots. Maybe. I don't know. Listen, if you're tired, just go to sleep. I know you can fall asleep to Daddy talking. You've done it before. We're now at 3 hours, ladies and gentlemen. I have talked for 3 hours straight. Yeah, because Maul doesn't have Relentless. It's good. I don't think it's broken on Maul. Especially because he does have only 2 force slots and a lot of options that are good for him. Alright, so Nerfley did get that guy to clear his last objective, which is good for him, I guess. And then he moves him to hide him, so he doesn't die. At least not to the arcs. Smart. Hey, someone make a hashtag. Hashtag make Saber Throw great again. I think the great thing about Maul is that you can make a passive or an active Maul. You can make a Maul that has just force powers that don't require exhausts, and you can make Maul with a bunch of things that require exhausts, and both are viable. I love Maul. I think he's a super flexible character to build off of, and for that reason alone, he's one of my favorite characters. Not even talking about how Maul's cool and everything else, but just for his build versatility. And there'll be people that tell you, "Oh, this is the best build for Maul" or whatever else. There's good and there's probably meh builds, but I don't think there's a definitive best build for Maul. Let's see how Nerfley's bringing this one back. I'm sure he's got a plan. I just don't know what that plan is. He'd have to flip that entire objective in one activation. I don't think it's mathematically possible for Nerfley to win. And the reason I say that is because of what you currently can't see, which is these guys on the objective over here. At the moment, Jason is going to score this objective all the way up. He's already scored this objective all the way up. And I'm gonna be honest here. The reason Jason played an amazing game, but the reason that this score is so lopsided right now is because of the arcs. This whole situation over here wouldn't have been possible with the arcs taking the objective, killing the sniper, and taking the objective if they couldn't aim, move, shoot with their tactical. They would have had to make choices, difficult choices. They had to make 0 difficult decisions on this flank to win it. The same thing kind of applied that these arcs started over here and were able to walk all the way over here and still score the objective because they can just move. They can move, shoot with an aim, and just pierce every turn. It's so much better than being a GCW sniper because if you move, you generally don't hit, and if you sit still and shoot, you're not putting pressure on the objectives. She's powering up, ladies and gentlemen. Oof. What is Nerfley waiting on with Fader? You're very loud. Nope, that was not what I wanted to do there. Alright, I will be back, ladies and gentlemen. Please feel free to watch the game, see whatever's happening. We need to go make someone a bottle, I think. I think she wants to relax to have a bottle. Yeah, you being so loud. Being very chatty. shaking up the bottle right now. Let's see, what is happening here? Is Nerfley somehow swinging this back? I don't think so. I think he's just butchering people. Alright. Checking to see if anyone messaged me. Nope. Okay, here we go. She's slapping at the bottle, saying like, I need stuff. Alright, let's see here. Oh, looks like they called it. I'm gonna hop over to their chat now.
It's kind of stormtrooper build.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah.
I've invaded the chat.
Hello.
Hello. So can you guys do me a favor?
Yeah.
All right, Jason, can you please mute your sound? I don't want you to hear what Nerfley says and answer the first question.
Mute by listening?
Yes, yes, you're listening.
Okay.
All right. So tell me, what do you think lost you the game?
Feeding him my evaporator.
Are you talking about the one that the snipers got murdered on?
Yeah, the one the sniper got murdered on the far left. I placed it out there. I wasn't expecting him to have an arc go and face off on that. I was expecting him to play in a clump and kind of retreat. So that was on me. I was hoping to just tap it enough to make him. He still had to dedicate over there, but that sucked. Additionally, what the critical thing was losing the roll off with. It was losing the roll off with Rex on the 1-pips. It was implacable there because Rex moved.
The Vader's my turn. Yeah, I think a lot of us called that.
Move that would have put me onto the map here.
Yep, that did feel.
So it's those two things. It was that at the loss of one move, and me completely screwing up and feeding him my evaporator. Because the strategy that I like to employ with Vader here, where I'm jumping on the enemy, I try to steal an enemy evaporator with Vader.
Yep.
In my army. That's normally how I play. It only works if both your Vaps get tapped fully. It's
Makes
the only
sense.
way it works. And I was way too reckless on the left edge of the board.
All right, I'm going to bring him back now. I'm going to ask him a similar question.
Do you want me to jump out?
No, you're fine. You've already answered the question. I just needed one of you. All right, hold on. Let's wait for it. All right, you back?
Yep.
All right, fantastic. What do you think won you the game?
Taking that far VAP with the arc strike.
Okay, so apparently everyone agrees. So I had a similar thought process here, is that what it came down to and a lot of the chat was saying something similar, is the fact that this was definitely a loss on your part, Nerfley. But if, let's say this was a GCW versus GCW match, Jason, you would have never been able to get to that VAP and start tapping it. You lost nothing by throwing that arc over there because it was moving, shooting, and taking down guys. And it was it really showed how different it feels to play GCW snipers, especially arcs. I'm sorry, Clone War snipers, especially arcs, versus GCW snipers.
They're so good. Like,
Yeah.
I mentioned it. I mentioned specifically after I lost the left sniper. I told him, I was like, I kind of wish that was a full scout unit for the same points.
Yeah, it's just not. It was not a scenario.
Range 2, I would have had 2 extra wounds. I would have had more dice. Like, it would have actually been a lot more of a fair fight.
Yeah. It was very telling, and the same thing basically happened here with this one over here on the right here. Your safe VAP, Jason. Your arcs were able to just walk across the map, and not even efficiently. They were like bouncing back and forth, and still got over here and managed to score points. So they lost no efficiency the entire time doing it.
They missed one shot walking that way, and it was worth it.
Yeah, and you did crit a lot. I felt like Nerfley's attacks were, some of them, especially crucial attacks, were very lackluster.
He had some really good ones.
He did. It was like spikes.
5 or 6.
Yeah, it was like, well, the thing is, and I've talked about this before, on the crucial shots, the ones he needed to do well, he whiffed a lot of. And then like the meh, I guess this could happen shots were like really good. Like Vader doing nothing to Rex on that one turn.
Yeah, 2 wounds.
Just terrible to watch. It was, and we had a whole chat about why Vader struggles.
give Vader Surge to hit.
Well, and one of the things that as I was talking, it kind of occurred to me is that part of the problem is that Vader also has no way to change his dice ever, basically. He's got the 2 Surge thing off Darkness Descends, which a lot of people aren't taking. He's got no way to give himself free aims, which almost everybody else can. Either because they can move further, they can take the aim action and then move and attack, or do whatever else. Vader spends so much time walking everywhere. He doesn't have time to do anything else. I mean, you moved him onto this VAP at one point, and you couldn't even spend an action to score it.
I know, that was brutal. I figured you would.
Yeah, but that's the problem that Vader runs into, is he can't even afford to take the time. So, there's also something else. So here's what I thought was going to happen. And this is me and my sneaky Skaven mind. I thought Vader was going to go over into this area. This area behind this building where you put the 2 snipers.
Yeah,
I know, it won't let me. Over this building where you had the snipers that died, like, right away over here.
You thought Vader was going to go through here?
Yeah, because if he had all this firepower here, and I'm thinking this shuttle's going to block a lot of line of sight, though according to chat, it doesn't block line of sight basically at all.
No, you go underneath it. You can see, like, if you can see underneath it, like.
Unless you're
so
standing
I
up,
misunderstood
right?
that.
See.
Yeah, I misunderstood that because I was like, because they're everyone's heads are basically in the side of it. I thought they couldn't see through it. I'm like, you could have walked here and dropped a Vader's Might basically for free, you know, without taking any risk. It's just Vader took a really long path to get where he needed to go.
Well, I felt like I had to move Vader over to protect that VAP because I can't lose both of my own VAPs. Mm-hmm. Like that
it was and the thing is, the weird thing is, you had better control over his VAPs than you had control over your own VAPs.
Yep.
Because you had so much pressure on this back VAP early on, especially, and like everyone was fighting over this center. The other thing too that I kind of commented on is you put a lot of early firepower into Echo, right?
It's because he was the only one I could freaking shoot.
I know it didn't pay off.
You know, he absolutely deployed excellently to frustrate me. I did not see it before playing coordinated fire. I would have gone with probably like standing orders or something that turn if I actually saw it. But it was excellent deployment and excellent use of, you know, I'm gonna order my key units here that I want to move in and shoot near the end. And I am going to have everything else deployed out of range, so you can either only shoot with your heavy or you can't shoot at all.
Yes, Jason won.
That was brought up because also like he played off the fact that, you know, when in this kind of matchup, I can't just go whole hog and deploy on his line because then he just decides, okay, you know, I open up with some crazy amount of face-ups and just fire support your ass into the ground.
Yeah, I was really surprised not to see a single 5's fire support this game.
He didn't really have time to.
Yeah,
use a fire support.
You nuked
so
it.
I haven't used a single fire support this whole Yavin Base Team League. Not one. I think it's mostly a trap. And I admit there's some situations where it's good, but more often than not, when I consider it, I end up saying no.
You might want to reevaluate that.
Well, again, with the phase 2s, I can understand that. He's not running it. He's not running 5's in an arc squad. But I saw a lot of effort go into Echo early on, and then you kind of petered off and moved the focus elsewhere. Which, in my mind, you know how I feel about when you put focus onto something and then give up.
100%. I knew what was going. I put fire into Echo. The thing is, 5's was a higher priority target.
You got the kill on him too.
Yeah, he did. At first, I thought that was a Z6 squad. I kept calling it a Z6 squad. Then I was like, wait a minute, was that 5's? Oh, it was 5's. Okay, this feels better now.
Down on turn 2.
Yeah.
And honestly, I was also kind of playing the suppression game a little bit. There's a lot of times where I was able to deny him actions due to suppressing key units, and he reciprocated.
It also felt like that happened a lot to you, and this is again one of the weaknesses of the Vader list is that you don't have a lot of suppression mitigation. Pre-built in,
but it's only a little bit, and it's not against like concentrated.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like with this list, like it felt okay. It's certainly not even close to some. I feel like I'm playing old school Legion
Are you guys 2 and 2 now?
New league.
Sorry, chat's asking.
It has gone to 2 and 2, so the last game will be between Ben and who's his opponent?
KU Piranha, Dustin.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
so that'll be a crazy match because you guys counter-picked like all hell. But we'll see what happens.
That's Iden 333, right?
Yeah.
It's Iden 333 versus Han
thing. Yeah.
It's like Han Chewie Wookiees.
Oh boy.
So,
Right.
it'll be a crazy. It's probably the closest to a counter pick you can get.
But Iden 333 is one of the strongest lists in the meta.
Exactly, and Ben is a fantastic pilot. So I'm very interested to see. I'm kind of happy it came down to the last match. We get some drama going on here because I hope that the finals also appears to be going towards the last match as well. So it's at least an exciting match between interestingly matched teams here. But yeah, there was some discussion on Notorious Scoundrels recently, where they were talking about how, and based on some stats that came out of Invader and stuff like that, where Empire truly is at its weakest versus Gar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You feel it.
Yep.
You really feel it when you play.
Tony keeps complaining.
Yeah.
Huntsman, that is my team captain.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that.
He hasn't won a game against me since ARPS came out.
Yeah, I really felt it this game. It's just I'm like, wait, why do your things get to do like 3 more actions than all of mine?
And our defense, honestly, is huge too, right? It bumps my effective wound count from 10 to 15. It's like a 50% increase in how many wounds it takes. You saw, like, we were having a big old shootout here, and you were shooting into no cover with a lot of your guys, and I was shooting into heavy with most of mine, and I still came out on top on the gunfight.
Yep.
Just a little bit, but enough.
Yeah, and that's huge. Now, the one thing I did also want to talk about a little bit is, again, I'm focusing a lot on Brad's list here because I think yours is kind of more meta choice. There wasn't a lot that surprised me. Was the choice of having a portable scanner on this squad here. Specifically,
yeah, that was weird. I was surprised by that too.
I get the idea that it's probably going to follow Vader and like give him a dodge and heal him up. I felt like it would have had a lot more value on the officer because if you had the officer didn't do and you played him more aggressively, which is something we talked about a while back. That this time he didn't just stand there and do nothing, but he's still wasting a lot of actions.
One note on that. So the portable scanner, it's something I'm trying out. Again, it's something I was a little kind of testing with. There's an idea where you run a stormtrooper with a medic and a portable scanner without a heavy, and then that is Vader's babysitter.
I could have seen that.
This list, this is not the most updated version of this list that I like. There's one that includes a snowtrooper.
Yeah. See, if you had an officer, you could have the officer follow Vader, because like I said, Vader doesn't get aims or anything, but if the officer's feeding him aims and dodges, they're gonna hide in the same spots. They're gonna it's something to think about maybe. Having the officer basically
the other thing
Vader.
though too is then your courage bubbles are overlapping.
Yeah, which doesn't allow you to play wide, but I don't know if you played that wide.
The reason why is, again, most of my army is courage 1, and Vader wants to go in. Stormtroopers want to sit at 3 and aim shoot. So it's just different management. It allows me to do more interesting things. I like, it's something to play around with. I will say having the portable scanner on a squad with a heavy, I would not recommend going forward, because there is some action economy, like things that screw with it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the theory is the officer supplies them with an aim, and then they supply Vader with a dodge. But they're on a Courage 1 unit.
Yeah, they can very easily
lose
efficiency.
I just didn't have the opportunity because they just got hunkered in a point. Now, Vader, my original plan was to go up here with Vader.
Yeah, well, we kind of figured that.
Because that was the path that I had, cover from going around. Because going this way, that's a lot of death from your entire army here. Over here, though, you had to move out here to shoot Vader, which got you closer to my storms. Was it
and closer to Vader?
Yeah, and closer to Vader, exactly.
True. So it really the trick was to force you to play this objective. And
I didn't have another unit in position to go deal with it. Yep. I wish the IRG lived slightly longer than they did.
They lived longer than I expected.
They did what they needed to do for me. I just couldn't capitalize on it as fast as I wanted to.
You killed a lot of my dudes while they were distracted, though. I was down to 2 or 3 models per unit.
That's the idea, because you're like, you can't just ignore the IRG, because they will screw you up if they stay there alive. Because they were going to start bouncing around like a pinball machine.
And they were on the objective.
And they're on the objective. So you have to kill them. So then the storms take advantage of that and open fire on all of your guys while you're preoccupied. And then the trick is, if you time it right, with that kind of move, IRG hit first, and then as soon as you're done dealing with the IRG and getting whittled down with storms, you're like, okay, I can get back to the fight. Oh God, Darth Vader, and then you're just done because he comes in like a wrecking ball and just ruins your entire night. So,
well, I mean, you hope he comes in like a wrecking ball and not just roll.
Well, he for the most part. Like the thing with Vader, you have to realize is, I really wish he had a ranged weapon built in. That's why I'm going to play with Operative Vader a little more, I think, because scattering is fantastic, and the speed bump is nice. But with Vader, really, he has a range 2 control bubble that hovers around him, and anything that gets inside of that gets bullied to all hell, and just kind of gets fit. Either you have to run away from him, or you have to try to engage him, and he has, especially if you get caught in a situation where your opponent decides to go all in and engage on you there, that's why Fear and Dead Men exists. There's a misconception about Fear and Dead Men where, it feels bad because you want to take wounds to get the effect. And, you're like, oh, that sucks. No, the thing that you get out of Fear and Dead Men is dodges every time a unit at range 2 activates. Totally. That's the card. Everything else is flavor text. Everything else is a nice bonus, or it allows you to trade more effectively with Vader if they focus him. But getting those dodges, it's at a certain point, if Vader has 3 dodges on him because they decided to ignore him for the first couple activations, at that point your opponent's like, yeah, I don't think it's even worth it to shoot Vader with the rest of my army the rest of this turn.
And then they die the next turn.
So it's my favorite thing to follow up with after a Master of Evil. I typically like to engage with a Master of Evil on turn 3 because if you plan your route right, again, key positions would have been more favorable for me here. Hemmed in was rough. I haven't played enough of the objective to know how to play. Vaps on Hemmed in is weird.
I'd really like to see, numbers wise, how well Ark's strike teams have done on Sabotage. Specifically Sabotage, because of the way that how efficient they are with their moves, especially, and the way that they can threaten opposing Vaps so easily. I feel like they probably have an incredibly high win rate on this scenario in particular.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Because they don't get their aims if they're shooting, and they rely pretty heavily on aims. Right? If they're tapping Vaps, then they're not.
Yeah, well, but the thing is, I'm thinking to myself, they wipe out. Usually, when we're doing Vaps, a lot of players are going to do safe Vaps with snipers, right? You can approach the sniper, and you'll win that trade. On a 1-to-1, you're almost always going to win the trade with Arcs, because you're moving, shooting, and you're going to be taking them out probably 1-2. So you're taking 2 turns of moves and taking out their Vap guy. And even if they double tap it, if you can get there, which is what we saw this game, you then just retake their Vap, and they have to reallocate more forces to go deal with you. You've lost nothing. They've lost an activation, and they can't do it back. They can't do the move shoot to go threaten your Vap because they're not built that way. So I really that's a number I'd really like to see.
I'm totally with you, except that most of the time there is no far Vap, right? That yes, there's a Vap that somebody's trying to tap with their snipers, but it's usually in somewhere much safer. Over here or something on a long march or a major offensive type deployment, it's impossible for Arcs to get in safely.
See, my thought there is why did you deploy them wide, Brad? Is it because you were playing clones and you were worried about the ball?
Well, part of me was I was really hoping he'd put a Vap here.
Oh, okay.
Personally, because he made indications towards it early, where even with your first Vap here, I thought you might go second Vap here and then just ball in the middle.
Yeah, I was planning to do that if you went here, for what it's worth.
Understood. So I was trying. Yeah, okay. So I was trying to figure out where to go to figure that out. Okay.
Because my thought is,
I knew I could win the gunfight, so I went full to this side, and then was surprised by your long deployment, and knew I could take that with a single strike.
Right, because people will deploy your Vaps wide to try to break up the death ball, but I think that against Arc strike teams that actually backfires because of what we were just talking about. The Arcs then just can go take a wide Vap. It's one of those situations where neither option is actually good. Either you let them death ball, or you let the arcs pick you off?
I may have actually been better served putting one over here.
That's fair.
That would have been that could have been a really good spot potentially.
Because then I do have a sniper, but then they just sprint headlong over there, and then you have to come with your arcs to get them. Or then I also have probably a unit or two that can back it up.
You would have had a chance to save
like
it.
A storm can go in and get it, or Becky can run over and get it, or something. And then, like this would have been a very different game if this was the Evaporator setup.
Agreed. I think I would have lost that horribly, to be honest. My because of my barricades being poorly positioned, and you getting.
And then I also I made some mistakes again where I should have if I put 2 barricades here, that would have been a lot stronger of position.
Because then you could have put most of your army back there.
Well, not even I would have split it over the wall, but even just
having a squad or 2 back there.
Just something here, and then Corellia is it's a bit of a weird map too. I made it, but it screws with me a little bit.
I feel the same, except for the fact that didn't make it, obviously.
Now, one final note I do want to say, as much as I'm whining about the arcs and everything else, I do want to give some props for the masterful way Jason played his turn 1, and we kind of talked about it a little before, but the fact that you were so effectively using Take That Clankers to zone out Nerfley's stormtroopers, preventing them from firing back with their full power, while you were applying massive amounts of dice, was just great to watch. It was you could see the level of skill. You've done this before, you've practiced it, and it was because you were measuring it very quickly, and I could see it. You weren't taking a lot of time to do it. You could see that you had done this before and that you had practiced this play. It was just great to watch.
Every clone player has to master clankers to be good at the game, I think.
Yeah, for me, it's been a while since I've played an opponent that's done that to me. So, good on you.
This is very good. All right, we're at 3 hours and 30 minutes, almost on the dot, so we are going to wrap this up. Thank you guys both for playing. It was a great game to watch. I think there's a lot people could learn from this. Enjoy the rest of your nights.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Great game, Nerfley.
Yes, good game, sir.
See ya.